Check. Check. All right. Like I said, I had my partner, man, Vector, was going to get on here and do a little something, but he ain't here. So I went ahead. What the fuck, man? Looked like I did something right. The link worked. Shit.
Hey man, what up, man?
I did something right. What's up, big head nigga?
Ain't shit. You hear me?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of feedback echo from you though.
No. I got it straight.
Okay then. Hold on. Shoot. Yeah, man, you got to bear with me, man. I don't do this live stream shit, man. So I'll be like all thumbs doing this shit. I really need to get on here and get hip to the technology, man. Shit, there we go. For real, there we go. All right, then. So what's going on with you, C-Boogie, man?
Just cooling, man. I just dropped in, man, just to give a salute real quick, man. I see you was live and shit. But other than that, man, anything good, man. I see the title. I don't even know. Matter of fact, it's funny shit. Like, what's funny, dog?
What's up?
Maybe like a while pardon me, like a while back, dog, when I like basically, man, when I denounced myself from the Manosphere, dog,
Right.
um, the shit wasn't personal or whatever. But, you know, my thing was simple, man. I was like, look, man, I'm not about to be a part of no He-Man Woman Haters Club. And niggas ain't really, I felt like niggas really wasn't interested in nothing else. I'm like, man, I got other aspirations, man. And, you know what I mean? I'm like, a lot of you niggas, y'all deal with these women, man, and you know what I mean, get it right. Whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? That was
Right.
that was my thing. And then, over time, I seen a lot of niggas drop off from the Manosphere. You know what I mean? And I have been watching from the cut, and it was like my thing was when I said I wasn't fucking with the Manosphere, I had about a couple niggas I would do live streams with, but I was
Mm-hmm.
done. I didn't say I was done and still in Manosphere business and still doing live streams. Every now and then, you know what I mean? I had a couple real niggas I felt like I fuck with, but that was it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like a lot of niggas did a lot of capping on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
just over time, I guess it just became like a fad or something where like a lot of dudes just was like, man, I'm done with the Manosphere. And then, um, still in the mix or whatever. I'm like, nah, dog. You know what I'm saying? I was peeping this shit. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? But when I did it, a lot of niggas had something to say. And I just felt back, like, all right. But now, I guess, you got more mainstream niggas or whatever they want to call themselves and shit. They like, oh, I don't want to fuck with the Manosphere no more. I'm like, man, this shit cap, dog. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit, to me, a lot of niggas just want some attention and shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For the moment. But they'll be back. You know what I mean? Because really, at this point, truth be told, it's a different game, dog. Like Kevin, whether niggas like Kevin Samuels or not, Kevin
Mm-hmm.
changed the game, bruh.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you know, a lot of dudes are struggling to keep up or they doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, man, it just kind of is what it is, man. Kevin really threw a monkey wrench in a lot of these niggas shit. So now you got niggas, you know what I mean? It's good. It forced some niggas to step their game up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get it. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It forced some niggas to get out of pocket though. You know what I mean? Some niggas, you know what I mean, they doing a little bit too much. I'm like, niggas is doing live streams of suits and shit, man. Sit down, man. Like some of that shit is too much, man. I'm like, everybody know that's Kevin. Kevin gonna be Kevin, but I'm like, everybody can't do that, bro. Like, come
Right.
on, man. Like, so I mean, I guess it got his pros and his cons and shit. You know what I mean? But ain't no keeping up with Kevin. A nigga just got to do him. Like, dog, you can't keep up with that nigga. That nigga done took off, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas just got to accept that shit.
Shit. And yeah, he got a real polished production, man. It's real funny how this is the thing, right? That I'm steady hearing from cats, man. With the whole he stole my talking point shit. Now, look, man. I mean, we get on here on YouTube, and everybody borrows from everybody every now and then. You know what I mean? Whether it be subliminal or whether it be conscious. You know what I mean? But
mhm,
I mean, I've been here where like I'm a super small channel, and I have seen cats live shit from Max City. You know what I mean? But look,
mhm,
if they got the talent to take whatever the fuck I did and make it and take it to the next level, because I may not have the swag or I may not have the personality to capitalize off the shit and make it take off. It is what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? And so Kevin done took, whatever these other niggas is doing, and he done wrapped it up in a nice little package and put a bow on top, and it's a real nice polished, like I say, product, man. And when niggas is mad about it, and I can understand niggas being salty at the fact that he not so-called quote unquote given proper credit attribution, as my boy ARC would say. But man, it is what it is. I mean, that just come with the game, man. You know what I mean? And if a nigga would have played his cards right, and I'm talking to you, angry man. Shit. I mean, because you was coming out gangbusters like dissing the nigga. You know what I mean? You couldn't just lay back in the cut and be cool with the nigga and just wait your time. You know what I mean? So you had to come out and diss the nigga, and now you done made an enemy of the motherfucker. So I don't understand what he expect. You know what I mean? You was talking cash shit about the nigga, even though you didn't think that he should have been saying this or that. You know, he was borrowing this and that. I mean, y'all could have came to some sort of agreement, you know, behind the scenes. But you know, you went real vocal. You went real, should I say, you know, public with the beef, man. And so now, you know, it is what it is, man. So I don't understand what these niggas want, man. Shit, especially when it come to Kevin. Like, yeah, I don't expect Kevin to reach back and really pull up no goddamn body. I wouldn't fuck up my money and my bread for none of you niggas either. I don't know what you think about that.
Excuse me. Yeah, dog. I mean, sometimes you gotta be diplomatic with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, one thing about Kevin, like I'll say, dog. You know, his whole thing was I'm not beefing with nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he watch everything. I'm not dumb. You know what I'm saying? Kevin
Mm-hmm.
see everything. Maybe at this point it's too much to even look at, but at the end of
Mm-hmm.
the day, Kevin know the climate. So again, the nigga always said, man, I'm not gonna beef with nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think a lot of niggas throwing rocks at the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know what I mean? That's just my thing, man. But again, excuse me. A lot of niggas, man, they force a lot of dudes to really up their game. You know what I'm saying? And change their whole steez and shit. And I'm not really mad at niggas and shit. You know what I mean? My thing is a lot of niggas need to be fair across the board. I'm
Right.
like, oh man, how the fuck 1 minute, you know, even the thought of a woman on a man's panel, a nigga was really called a simp. I remember those days. I'm like, y'all bugging, man. You know what I'm saying? Or, or,
Yeah.
or, or you know, the whole thing was if a nigga bring a woman on a panel, they got to put her in a chair and go in on the girl. They couldn't even chop up no game with the broad or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now, right, you know, that's like the thing now and shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mm-hmm.
players, everybody this. And I'm like, bruh, you know what I mean? And that's the fuckery in it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, y'all niggas, man, full of it. So my thing is, man, you know, stop with the discrimination, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like a lot of the subscribers, bruh, truth be told, it's really who it's coming from. It ain't even about the information no more.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Really, because if we gonna be honest, man, we all just repeating the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, no doubt.
Remixing this shit. Yeah, we remixing it, man. We putting fentanyl in this shit. We stepping on it. Yeah, I mean, we giving it right back
Uh-huh.
up the streets.
Yep.
It's only so many times we can say the same thing. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's really about who it's coming from. And I ain't got a problem with that either, man. You know what I mean? My thing is get how you live, but all the Civil War shit, you know what I mean? I'm just on the outside looking in at a few things, man. And I'm like, dog, you know what? I look at the business aspect of it. I'm like, well, that's definitely gonna get the views. You know what I'm saying? All
Hell
day, the
yeah.
entertainment. But
Mm-hmm.
again, man, a lot of these niggas, man, I don't think they know how to pivot personally.
Right.
I don't really. I had niggas like I never said this out loud, man. This be my last time saying it, man. I had niggas trying to reach out to me, trying to put their movements with the self improvement summit, and I declined that shit. I'm like, bruh, niggas ain't about to ride my wave and the hard work and grind and bread I done put into my shit. You
Oh, okay.
know what I'm saying? When I started my self improvement summit, I reached out to a few Manosphere niggas back in the day. Niggas laughed at me. Niggas ain't do this. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like, all right, you know what I mean? And I kept it pushing and shit. And then all of a sudden, niggas want to hit a nigga up. Motherfuckers
Mm-hmm.
want to do this and do that. And my thing, it ain't personal, but it's like, dog, I built up an infrastructure. You can't capitalize off my infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? You
Okay.
want to get with me, it's going to cost you. That's it. I ain't got no other rap for that shit. So, my thing is simple, man. Like, if niggas gonna do shit the right way. But you know, all that fake shit, all that flogging shit, all that capping shit, all that shit gonna come to a head. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people reached out to me, man, trying to. I mean, like you see, the 21 convention went from the 21 convention to the 21 summit.
Okay.
Anthony Johnson got to talk to me about that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Got you.
Anthony Johnson, man, this nigga got to have a conversation. And I called the nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Over live stream before. You know what I'm saying? I called the dude out. I'm like, bruh, you know what I mean? I know y'all niggas been watching over there. See, and that's another issue I got. A lot of these niggas, Mike, I'm gonna be honest, these niggas get online all day, talk this black male shit, this black male empowerment shit, this community bullshit. And I'm like, y'all niggas was happy with a lot of these white dudes running to Boston on niggas. And I'm like, dog, when the opportunity presented, I was thinking ownership, like, dog, we can have our own shit. When I was approaching certain Manosphere niggas, this was a while back about doing certain things. Niggas laughed at me. Niggas ain't respond. Like I say, a lot of niggas said things and didn't come through. You know what I'm saying? And it just was what it was. And I remember all this shit. I ain't gotta say no names. A lot of niggas was just happy being a part of the 21 convention. And then turn around, Anthony Johnson, you see how he axing these niggas out one by one.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Right.
dog, all this intellect, all this bread you have value niggas say y'all getting, you know what I mean? We got the resources. Niggas could be doing some things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas ain't want to do that because that requires work. So I'm like, you know what? It just is what it is. And that's why I knew like a lot of these niggas, man, they full of shit. So a lot of niggas see Kevin's success. They don't really know the work Kevin put in.
Right.
Like one thing I do know, and I'm gonna always keep it a buck as much as I can. Kevin, the type of nigga, he up 2-3 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Going over. Maybe not now, because he had the point, it's on autopilot. But back then, he was up 2-3 in the morning editing videos, bro. Up at 6 in the morning, editing shit, getting shit right, taking shit down, putting it back up. That nigga put the work in on this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He grinded the shit out. You know what I mean? So I can never hate on the nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Kevin, you know what I mean? We had a little personal issue. You know what I'm saying? But it never was like a professional thing. Like, nah, you know what I mean? I'm always salute a nigga when a nigga doing what he doing. I mean, I ain't got to agree with this shit, but I know a nigga working. You
Well,
know what I mean?
let me just put it to you this way. I ask you this. So, do you agree or do you like the direction that the overall Manosphere is going, where you have this big influx or this big infusion of female personalities?
Honestly, bruh, when I stopped watching content, the one name that was really bubbling was Jessica X. Now I don't really know the new names that's out now, if it's any, but if that's the case, I watched a lot of them niggas go crazy over this girl. Never seen the broad. Gotta keep it in mind. Never.
Yeah, that's
bro,
crazy. That's crazy.
This is the illest shit ever in life. You know what I'm saying? Never seen the girl. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, bro? And this is what I really done with these niggas. These niggas, some of these niggas had platforms for 2 and 3 years, right? Dog. Within about 3 months, they built her platform up where she was doing better numbers than these niggas. She had these niggas on her panel arguing, going back and forth, da 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 da. You know what she was doing? Collecting all the cash apps and super chats and all that shit. You see what I'm saying? She had these niggas threatening to kill each other and all that stuff. And I'm like, yo, this shit is wild. So after that, I kind of fell back from a lot of content just in general. But my thing was, man, come on, dog. What we doing, man? So if it's anything like that, I'm like, man, a lot of these niggas really show their colors, man. I'm like, dog, how the fuck y'all niggas been building y'all platforms? I ain't got to say no names. 2-3 years. I'm like, y'all ain't even putting in work on y'all own channels, but y'all jump on her platform. Not even that. Defend the girl. When some people was just like, yo, we want to see her. Like, is she catfishing? Who's this bro? Woo. It didn't matter. Defending the girl, never seen her. Not this, not that. And they brought all of their traffic to her channel. her channel kind of blew up. I don't know where it's at now, but when I
Right.
really stopped watching content, she was one of the biggest names out here, dog.
That just go to show you a lot of brothers ain't really used to female attention, man. You know what I mean? When you got a broad that come in here and just scoop up all the, the money, the super chats and the cash apps and all the attention. When motherfuckers just they forsaking their own business model. They forsaking their own channels to go over there and boost up her shit, man. I mean, I ain't gonna hate on the broad, you know what I mean? Get it how you live, but I'm just like, God damn, boy, the niggas is mad thirsty, man. I'm like, shit.
Yo,
Uh-huh.
I'm watching this shit now. You know what I mean? A little bit off subject, but on Clubhouse, we got Nicole Michelle.
Right.
You know, one of the dudes she put on coming at her, and she done put this dude on, carried this dude, brought him traffic, and this dude ain't doing nothing. He tried to branch off on his own. He ain't doing nothing but get manipulated by a bunch of women that don't give a fuck about him.
Right.
And once they done using him, he gonna be out here dolo, and he ain't gonna have nowhere to turn. And I kind of watched that shit go down, and I was like, bruh, you know, a lot of niggas that ain't never ever get no pussy or even get any type of female validation, not even a fucking postcard or nothing. Yo, those are niggas you gotta watch, bro. I'm sorry. Them niggas gonna turn because at the end of the day, they ain't even trying to pimp. They ain't even trying to mac on the broad. They just want the woman to be around just so them niggas can get any kind of adulation. And you see what they'll do. These niggas will turn on somebody that put them on.
Right.
This shit is what Obsidian say, Bizarro Land or some crazy shit. That's what it is. That's what it is, bro. This shit is really Bizarro World, man. Real talk.
But with my nigga Obsidian, tell me what your feelings is, in this regard, man. Do you think that Obsidian has made a natural progression or a natural evolution towards being a little bit more softer or a little bit more compliant or pliant to female interaction? Do you think that's a natural thing, or is he doing that just because he sees that Kevin is getting the bag off of doing that, and so Obsidian's like, fuck that, I want to get on and I want to do that? What's your feelings on that?
We know he doing. Yo, we know this nigga doing that shit because that nigga trying to keep up with Kevin. That nigga trying to get the bag. You know what I mean? And look, my thing is, I'm not even hating on Obsidian for doing it. I'm gonna tell you why. Because even back in the day when I used to engage with this nigga Obsidian, I used to tell him, like, dog, stop screaming at the women and talk to them. Like, stop acting like a fucking psycho. Talk to the women. Maybe you'll have better results. But, at the end of the day, we know how, we remember Obsidian from the days of the stop. This nigga used to have real life meltdowns, bro. Now, that type of shit, you can't dial back. Like, that's in you, dog. Obsidian ain't getting no fucking therapy over the last 2 years. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was, you knew that nigga really hated ARC. You know what I'm saying? Like, a real disdain for this nigga. I think first it started off as like a crush or an admiration for the nigga.
Right.
But it grew to a real disdain and a hatred for the nigga. And at the end of the day, we seen the nigga meltdown. So I'm like, all right, unless this nigga went through a real life-changing event or he got some real therapy, I'm like, that's still in this nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? And what he doing now, I'm all down with the self-improvement. Nigga, put your suit on, go to Subway, go to Starbucks, or whatever the fuck you go to in the suit. This nigga, this the funny shit. This nigga put on the whole suit and go to motherfucking go to Starbucks and shit. But you know what I mean? But my thing is bro, but my thing is simple with the nigga Obsidian though. Like, I want to see niggas elevate, bro. Like I want to
Mm-hmm.
see niggas grind. I want to see niggas really, really get it. But I know that shit ain't like a real sustainable thing for a lot of dudes, man. Because I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, it's not really what you want to do. You following the trends, you know what I'm saying? And but hey, you know what I mean? Go get the bag. But like nobody's like here's the thing, Mike. Ain't nobody buying that Obsidian is a player now.
I mean,
You know
but
what I
who was
mean?
buying? Who was buying it in the first place, though?
True, true.
Say
I
what?
mean, me personally, bruh, I
Uh-huh.
think this shit is pure comedy gold.
Right.
Him, Obsidian slow macking on the broad and really slow rocking that shit and talking
Yeah.
that shit to her. Come on, bruh. This
Hey,
nigga
wait a minute.
knowing his heart of hearts.
Wait. Did you hear him with that interview with that broad on Elle magazine? Did you hear
Nah,
that?
I ain't here.
Oh, that was comedy, man. That was comedy gold, man, because he put his best foot forward on the little Pimp Mac shit, man. It was hilarious. I'm like, listen, my nigga, man, he trying to be smoother than a motherfucker, man. I'm like, you go, Obsidian. You go,
But that's
nigga.
the thing though, man. I think that but that's the thing though, bruh. I'm like, man, I told Obsidian go for it years ago. I used to tell a nigga like, dog, you know what I'm saying? Put your suit on. You know what I'm saying? Get your
Mm-hmm.
self improvement on. Stop fucking complaining. That
Right,
was my whole thing. Like, man, stop complaining, dog. Like, this shit ain't about nothing. But all that other shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't really
right.
think nobody really buying it. I think it's funny. You know what I'm saying? But I think the real Obsidian, personally, is the stop. I think that's the real Obsidian, man. And I think ain't no bitch gonna buy that from him, man. Like that nigga,
Right.
it's gonna come out. It's
Mm-hmm.
gonna come out. You know what I mean? So, you know, have
The
fun with
Mini
that shit, man.
Cooper. Ah, niggas is motherfucking tripping in the chat and shit, man.
The
Yeah, man.
Mini
Hey, well,
Cooper.
what do you think, man? Because you know, I hate to like, you know, I don't know, man. You know, when I hear Obsidian talking, you know, I don't like to hear niggas ride dicks, man. I hate to see niggas ride dicks, man. So this is gonna get a little negative right here, man. But goddamn, Obsidian, my nigga. I understand you cool with my nigga Kev, man, but good lord, nigga, like it's just like this interference that he be running for Kevin and every 5 seconds and every like man video he doing, you know, it's like my good buddy, my good friend Kevin, my good buddy, my good friend Saint Kevin, my good buddy, my bestest buddy friend Saint Kevin. I'm
Right.
like, God damn, come on, like come up for some air, Obsidian, my nigga. Come on, man. Like this, you know what I'm saying? You know, I feel you. You know what I mean? You got a situation where you see where you can actually capitalize and get somewhere in life. You know what I mean? To a degree, riding another nigga's coattails and shit. But you know, it's like come up for air, nigga. God damn, man. Shit. But at least make it try and look. Don't make it look so obvious. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Fuck, man. But it's just like you just man, you taking it to the hilt, nigga. Like, come on, man. Shit. Yeah, I've seen, and but I think Angry Man may have pointed some of that shit out himself, man. You know what I mean? But Angry Man, he's got some issues of his own. You know what I mean? Because this past joint, I think they was on Bernard Riley's joint, right? Did you see that when
Yo, believe it
Obsidian
or
was say what?
no, I was saying, like, bruh, honestly, man, beside a
Mm-hmm.
few things, I ain't really been catching no content, man. So,
Right.
like, a lot of this new shit, man. But you know, like you could just fill me in because I kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I'll paint the picture.
No, it was a funny thing that just happened. My nigga was on let's see, Obsidian was on Bernard Riley shit, and I think the topic was something about should the broads take over the Manosphere or some shit, right? And so, um, damn, what's his name? Yeah, Bernard was quizzing Obsidian about it, and they was going back and forth about the shit. Questions was coming in, and then Angry Man came in the chat, and he dropped some money, and basically he was trying to get in so he could have a little discourse, a little conversation with Obsidian. And Obsidian was like, oh hell no, fuck that, I'm out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because each time these two get together, man, they bumping heads, man. Like I said, it was some old Civil War shit, man. Good cop, bad cop shit, right? So Obsidian bounce. Bernard bring Angry Man on, and Angry Man was pissed at the motherfucker that he had to wait to get on. And he was just like, man, what the fuck is this, man? You know, I dropped some bread to get on, and I want to basically have a little conversation. And you wait till the nigga leave and then bring me on. You know what I mean? So he took that to think that Bernard was low key, kind of like disrespecting him and making him out to be the bad guy, right? But I mean, it's just obvious, man, because you know, every time Obsidian and Angry Man get together, it's always fireworks. They always blowing the fuck up. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I really didn't understand why Angry Man was so motherfucking pissed because look, nigga, look, I mean, look at your track record when you get with this nigga, man. You two is always arguing. But, you know, Angry Man got out there and said, I'm trying to get on here because I actually agreed with Obsidian. I'm trying to get on here just to, you know, give him a little cosign because I agree with some of his points. But I'm like, come on, Jack. I'm like, every time you and this dude get together, it's always bad. So how is a nigga supposed to know that you actually going to get on and you going to be cool? You know, like niggas supposed to read your mind, nigga. I'm like, come on, man. Like you got to understand. See, my main thing was, you know, he was kind of like coming at Bernard, like Bernard was like some sort of turncoat or whatever. And I could see exactly what Bernard was trying to do, just trying to keep the peace, man. You know what I mean? I don't want to see you motherfuckers blowing up, you know, the spot, man. You know, so I'm just going to make sure I'm gonna separate y'all. I'm gonna be the referee. I'm gonna make sure that you motherfuckers don't come to blows, man. Angry Man was pissed about that shit. He was like, "Well, I was coming to, you know, agree. I was coming, you know, low key make some peace on this motherfucker, man." But I'm like, nigga, how's anyone supposed to know that with your track record of basically blasting and just going ham on Obsidian?
Right.
Like, how we supposed to know that you gonna be cool with this nigga, man? Come on, Angry Man, stop that shit, man. I don't understand these niggas, man. So I'm like, this Civil War shit is hilarious, man. Because you know, I mean, I got cats hitting me up. I mean, I don't have a big following, but every now and then, I on my email, man, I get motherfuckers talking about that Pookie Ray educated lame shit. I'm like, look, we all hybrids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, you know, I got a little bit of street in me, a little bit of Pookie in me. I got a little bit of lame in me, man. You know, so I can't really pick no camp. Shit. You know,
Let me
one
tell
day
you
you,
something.
what's up?
Let me tell you something, man. Excuse me. Man, I went to go see Jordan Peterson a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and you know, checked him out or whatever. You know, and I got my opinions on that, but that don't really matter. But the point is, you know, Jordan Peterson, man, he bringing out that ultra white conservative crowd. Like this ain't no play. This
Right.
is white man, white woman. She got dress on. He got suit on. Everybody's in progressive conversations. So my thing is, you know, I might have probably counted the black people there all in one hand and shit.
Right.
And truth be told, you know, I ain't even trying to be funny. I was probably like the only nigga out of
Okay.
out of the black people and shit. But my thing was, you know, we all code switch. Like we all, you know, tighten up when we in certain environments. Like niggas know how to act. And then when we get outside, we get around our boys, you know what I mean? We cut up a little bit. Man, that's the life of a black man. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like it just is what it is. You know what I mean? Some niggas do it better than others. You know what I'm saying? I think the educated lane Pookie shit, you know what I mean? It came down to the sex from the women, but I never got too deep into that stuff because, you know, it's almost like saying every guy in the hood get pussy. That's not true.
Nah,
You know
it's
what I'm
not
saying?
true.
But you got a select group of niggas that from the hood that's gonna eat. Like the guys that I seen getting the most pussy was, I mean, from my experience, was the pretty boy college educated type niggas, but they just know how to swing it in any environment. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
athletic a little bit. You know what I mean? And that was a prototype when I was coming up. I mean, honest, typically them niggas was fair skinned, you know what I mean, good grain of hair type niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they was eating out here when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the guys that I seen getting the most pussy.
Mm.
I think what happened is, you know, because a lot of niggas feel entitled to hood pussy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they think it's for the taking or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you know, a lot of niggas got really caught up on that. But I'm like, dog, that's almost like saying every nigga in the hood is getting pussy. That's not true. Like that's far
Mm.
from the truth. That's far from the
Right.
truth, man. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, a lot of niggas ride from out the hood in the hood and grab the women and bounce and
Mm-hmm.
drop their ass off when they done. So I always seen something different, but I do understand the argument, and I think at its root, I think that a lot of hood niggas is upset because they stuck in the hood. They can't
Mm-hmm.
go nowhere really, you know, for whatever reason, you know what I mean, they confined to the hood. So they get a little jealous when a nigga, you know what I mean, getting it. And, you know, they might feel niggas looking down on them. And I think a lot of educated niggas, you know what I'm saying, I guess lames, you know, they want a little bit more charisma. You know what I mean? They want the bop, the pep in their step. They want to speak the lingo. So for me, I think it's an admiration on both sides that niggas just won't acknowledge. Because as black men, we don't have a lot of boxes to fit in, dog. Like
Okay.
white America, they got a lot of different categories for their personalities of people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
it's not just two categories, but like niggas, black men, man, dog, you either like a cool ass athlete type nigga, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, or you know what I'm saying, you fucking Poindexter, man. Like if you look at the media a lot of times and shit like that, you know what I mean, they're quick to label your ass one way or the other. Or, you know, it might be a third category, it's like, you know, LBGT or some shit, but we ain't
Right.
talking about that. So we don't have a lot of boxes to express ourselves. And it is hurting us as black men because we way more multifaceted than that. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
niggas, I know a lot of dudes with letters behind their name that can go to the hood and get a fish sandwich. Ain't nobody gonna touch them. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, it ain't
Yeah.
even that type of party and shit. Most niggas go get their hair cut in the hood. They drop their dry cleaners off in the hood. Their grandmother live in the hood. They got a side bitch that live in the hood. Niggas really ain't on it like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Truth be told. So, but that's just my concrete analysis of it. Just what what I see on the concrete. And but I've always had a different take on it. And I think that personally, you always got to consider the source of who giving you the information. So, you know, you never really know a nigga's background or why he feel a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I grew up in the hood. I never consider myself a street nigga. I consider a street nigga a nigga that don't mind going to jail.
Right.
It's always them niggas like, yo, I'm about to go do this 3 years. I'll be right back type of nigga. That ain't me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no money or pussy in jail. Y'all can kiss my ass. So
Right.
I never consider myself a street nigga, but yo, man, I feel like I can hang in any environment, and I feel like most
Mm-hmm.
black men are the prototype where they can go to any environment, they can fit in, and just do what they do. It's not even that serious, man. But you know, niggas so caught up on the pussy that you know it drove a lot of these niggas crazy, and it's like, bro, be honest, man. A nigga that's on probation with without a driver's license on child support, he ain't got nothing to do with destroying the community, bro.
Mm.
Let's be honest, man. That
Okay.
nigga reach ain't that long. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's not that serious, man. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas want to make it seem like that, but in our reality, that ain't got shit to do with shit, man. You know what I mean? Not to say that a lot of niggas are helping, but that's
Mm-hmm.
not the reason. Truth be told, we can look at the boule class, we can look at the ultra rich and ask what the fuck they doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's not, to me, it's not that simple to say that, oh, this person destroyed the community. I mean, the plight of black people in the United States of America, of all the shit that we've been through, made it through, all the shit we got hit with, and to simplify it on some Pookie Ray Ray shit lets me know where these niggas' minds are at, bro.
Okay.
No shit, my bad, man. I'm talking way too much. My bad, bro.
Hey, hold on. Hey, check this out. For everybody in the chat, I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody want to come on in here, chime in, and give your thoughts? I mean, you're more than welcome. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. We gonna get into the nigga shit today. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But let me ask you this, man. Did you peep? Like I said, man, this Black Manosphere Civil War, Jack. Did you see the blow up or the fracas between Obsidian and Minister Jack?
Nah. That's hell. That's my first time hearing about it, bro.
Yeah, man. Boy, I love
Cause
fucking
Jap
YouTube,
a
man.
cool nigga. Like Jap kind of keep
Yeah,
his cool
right,
from what I see.
right.
I haven't really, So you know what I mean. I never seen Jap personally.
Shit, yeah.
I mean, I seen the thing with maybe Tommy years ago, but you know what I mean. So I always seen Jap as a cool nigga. So to hear him, that he went off on somebody is very surprising.
Shit, man. Yeah, I think it had something to do with Jap felt slighted by Kevin somehow. And then, your boy Obsidian once again running block. You know what I mean? And somehow they came to a head. I forget on whose platform they was on when it happened and shit. But, Jap basically threatened to beat his ass and punch him in the face. I'm like, man, you can't buy better entertainment, nigga. I'm
Yo,
like,
but
boy,
when these niggas gonna learn, truth be
yeah,
told, that honestly, bruh,
yeah,
that's who Kevin is. Like,
right,
Kevin the type of nigga that probably would offend you, but honestly, I don't even think that he's cognizant of what he doing.
right.
Because his thing is, I'm ambitious. I'm ambitious. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rank opportunist. I mean, these are things he said on his own channel.
Right.
So, a nigga could feel slighted by the nigga. I get that. Or, a nigga could feel some type of way. But if you don't know Kevin the man, you gonna take a lot of that shit serious. Kevin don't think like that, man. Kevin, he think business first, da 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 da. You know what I mean? He gonna use who he can use. And the thing is, if you a hustler, if you a thinking dude, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you a progressive thinker, you gonna try to figure out, okay, how can I capitalize off his name? I mean, me personally, I got like footage and shit of me and Kevin and all that. I never did nothing with it because I just thought it would be corny, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but you know what I mean? I remember that was a time everybody had Kevin name in the title, and I was like, yo, I got real life footage and shit. But I was like, man, I'm not even gonna go that route because the people that really rock with me and follow me, they gonna know I'm capping. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's the one group of people that if you got, let's say I got one channel with like 25,000 subs, other channel with like 6,000 or whatever. But truth be told, the people that really rock with me is probably less than 1,000. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Everybody else there for the entertainment. So my thing is, if niggas is talking about paper, then the ones that Patreon, Cash App, Super Chat, you know what I'm saying, really support, come out to my events, buy my books, woo. I'm gonna stay true to them. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I might give a nigga some entertainment. Every now and then I might do X, Y, and Z. But for the most part, I'm gonna stay true to the ones that's really gonna be down. And you know what I mean? That's just my thing because you know how this shit go. Niggas is fickle. The moment you say some shit a nigga don't like, I'm talking about the subscribers. Nigga,
Exactly.
they gonna turn coat on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not even with an open mind. You just offended their subconscious or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And niggas ready to dox your mama or whatever. So I ain't got time for that shit no more, man. You know what I mean? Like, but Jack, I'm very surprised to hear that he would go off on a nigga. Well, I mean, because I always thought Jack was a player. You know, I'm just not to say that he's not, but you know what I mean? And you know, and that he was under composure. And I never thought that him and Obsidian even had any kind of history. But I get the frustration when I think about it. Cause if I'm airing the nigga out, right? Because I done aired a few niggas out online. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really done. I've been on some Zen shit. I've been studying my Eastern philosophy. And this shit been working, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't choking nigga in a year. This is facts.
Okay.
This is facts. So I just been on my real Eastern philosophy shit. But I think at the end of the day, you know, with a nigga like Jap, I never really thought that the nigga would really go in on Obsidian. But I do understand if I'm airing a nigga out and you jump in blindly,
Mm-hmm.
don't even know what the fuck you talking about, and just defending the nigga for the sake of defending the nigga, you gonna get work too. That's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Because I know when a nigga spraying the 50 cal, how frustrating that shit can be whenever people jump in. And you just start hitting people by mistake. It ain't personal. I've been there, man.
Mm.
So, you know, I ain't picking no sides in this shit because I haven't even heard it yet. But what I'm
Right.
saying is, you know how it go when you get online and you want to air one nigga out and then everybody want to make a video about it. You like, you know what? My next live stream, I'm going in. Whoever get
Mm.
offended, get offended. Fuck them. You know what I mean?
Okay. Hold on.
So
Let me read this right quick, man. Cause
go ahead, my bad.
yeah, R. Avail wrote it was because KS has issues with Saint and Sinner. So he told Minister Jap not to work with Saint. But then Saint and KS took a pick. Ah, okay. So yeah, that's what I be
Yo,
hearing. I'm hearing KS be telling motherfuckers not to rock with certain dudes, and then further on down the line, you know what I mean, months later, you know, KS would be hugged up and buddied up with the same motherfucker that he told another YouTuber not to fuck with. You know what I mean? That's what I be hearing and shit.
man, let me
It's,
tell you
so
something, dog.
yeah.
This is my first time ever even speaking on this shit, but it's been so
Mm-hmm.
long. The expiration date is already passed. But when me and Kevin Samuels did that footage back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't even know the origin on that shit. Like me, Kevin, and Donovan was supposed to do some things in Atlanta, right?
Okay.
And you know, I got introduced to Kevin through Donovan because I always thought Donovan was a solid nigga. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Donovan Sharp, I mean. You know, and I still
Uh-huh.
think he cool. You know what I mean? I
Right.
ain't got no problem with Donovan. He treated me like a real dude when I went to his studio. So, but the point is this. We were supposed to do some things. We all blocked out some time to go to Atlanta. And next thing you know, Donovan disappears, right? This is all of this fuckery. And I think at the time, him and O'Shea was beefing. And whatever happened, Donovan just disappeared, bro.
Right.
So now me and Kevin, like Kevin had a fucking flight booked to Atlanta at the time. I was driving down. We was like, let's just go to Atlanta anyway and do some content, right? And that's how it came about. Because we were supposed to do some other things in Atlanta. But anyway, so you know, I didn't hold that against Donovan, man. You know what I mean? Even though I thought it was some foul shit that he
Mm-hmm.
ain't really contact nobody. At least he ain't contact me. Maybe he contacted Kevin, and Kevin ain't say nothing to me about it. I don't know. But the word I got from Kevin was Donovan ain't picking up his phone. You know where to be found. Woo, woo. And I'm like, all right, maybe the nigga going through some things. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, later on down the line, after all that shit passed, I got an invite from Donovan to go to his studio to record live when he was doing the live sessions. And I went.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't say nothing about this nigga MIA in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't say nothing about it. We had a good time. He treated the nigga out to a good steak dinner. I got on the flight and I went home. But what I'm saying, bruh, is all this shit is Hollywood, my nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if Kevin is telling a nigga 1 month not to work with a nigga, 5 months down the line he working with a nigga, dog, that's Hollywood. That's the hip
Mm.
hop industry. That's any fucking job you ever worked on. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think a lot of niggas though be so invested in niggas that they just be blinded and don't understand that dog, that's life. We all said in life we wasn't gonna fuck with certain niggas, and then circumstances came to change, and then niggas grew up, evolved. I don't fucking know. But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying is I've had my situations with niggas where I felt I got done straight dirty. And then I seen niggas working with niggas and shit. But I realized, man, that's just what it is, man. And you put a microphone in front of a nigga face, a nigga gonna go off with a nigga. Or a nigga gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you, nah, I ain't fucking with him. But a lot of times, you know, who's to say that Saint didn't call Kevin and, and, and make that right? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right.
And pay homage to the nigga and be like, you know what? Kevin could have been like, you know what? I'm gonna be in your hood or whatever. Whenever you come through my hood, I'm gonna check you. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a decent nigga. You know what I mean? Let's collab. Kevin ain't thinking like these niggas are thinking. And that's what I
Mm-hmm.
would want niggas to understand. And I ain't even defending Kevin, but this is somebody that actually know Kevin. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? At least I
Okay.
know the old Kevin. I don't know the Godfather or whatever the fuck y'all call
The Godfather.
it. I don't know the Godfather, but
Yeah, yeah.
somebody that do know Kevin a little bit, bruh. One thing I say, and to be fair, Kevin not thinking like these niggas, man. And that's even back then.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin was always on some progressive shit. And I didn't even like some of his tactics because coming from where I come from, some of that shit is a violation. But Kevin
Mm-hmm.
don't come from those rules. Niggas gotta understand. Kevin ain't from the streets. Kevin ain't
Mm.
grow up with a father in the house.
Okay.
Kevin not from that type of structure where if he fuck up, he gotta pay a price. He not from that. So I don't know why a lot of niggas expect Kevin to keep it real according to their rules. Kevin Samuels is a different nigga. I realized that. I think other niggas either they gonna realize or they just gonna use
Mm.
nigga Kevin to keep making content. But Kevin don't operate from the quote unquote real nigga handbook, Mike. He don't.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's not where that's not his cloth, man. I'm sorry.
Shit. Well, did you hear? You know, like I said, we gonna get into the nigga shit, man. It's Black Manosphere Civil War, man. Your boy Kevin, he allegedly did another violation, man. And this is something that Angry Man espoused. I think Angry Man was all set to possibly do a little something or do a little collab or do some sort of, I don't know. He was supposed to do something with what's that nigga you just said? Donovan Sharp, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would appear that the night that Angry Man let the cat out the bag and said, I'm gonna do a little something, I might be doing a little something with Donovan Sharp. He basically states that he gets some information stating that Kevin contacted Donovan Sharp and told him, don't have him on your platform or don't have him at this summit or don't have him at this meeting or some shit. Boy, Angry Man was hot. That nigga was hot. I'm like,
Well, you know,
God
let me
damn.
say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
What's
Now,
up?
you remember when me and Obsidian was going back and forth a long time ago, right? How crazy
Oh
that
man,
was.
who can forget that shit? That's some
Classic shit,
classic.
right?
Classic. Yeah.
Classic shit. So anyway, boom. So I remember when me and Obsidian was getting into it back and forth. Now, Kevin was cool with both of us at the time, for what
Mm-hmm.
it was worth. You know what I'm saying? He'll show up on my platform, he'll show up on his platform. Now, I never really said nothing about this shit,
Mm-hmm.
but when me and Kevin, um, uh, I guess, had a falling out, I should say,
Mm-hmm.
I did bring it up to the nigga, and this was a personal conversation. This wasn't nothing on YouTube,
Right.
and I was like, "Look, nigga, you know how the fuck you gonna be telling me stop beefing with Obsidian?" And I turn around, you on that nigga platform. I said,
Wow.
when I called the truce with Obsidian, because I did, I was like, yo, I'm done with this shit. We called the truce. It was a big thing too. We was on like, I want to say like Nicole Michelle channel, somebody, and that shit got crazy, bro. This was back in the day when shit was off the hook. This was the golden days, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, we called the truce. Kevin knew about it, and then Obsidian went right back on his word. And then I'm like, look, nigga, are you saying anything to Obsidian about this shit? I said, y'all niggas the same age. Y'all niggas in the same bracket, dog. I said, you know, I called the truce. He went back on it, so I'm about to bomb on this nigga. Fuck him and fuck you too. You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Okay.
So what I'm saying is that what you just told me,
Mm-hmm.
it could be true. I
Mm-hmm.
would say this from what I know of Kevin, from
Mm-hmm.
a personal tip. He not gonna tell you who not to work with.
Okay.
But he do have opinions on these niggas. Let me tell you something, man. Kevin don't like these Manosphere niggas. That's a fact. That's not my
That's
opinion,
obvious.
bro.
That's obvious to me.
That's that.
That's obvious to me,
You
man.
see what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah, you got all these niggas fighting over him and shit, man. That's my friend. That's my buddy. That's my pal. And I'm like, man, he ain't putting none of you niggas on, man. Like I said, I think the closest he done did, like I said, I think like, he done talked about Obsidian's book. You know what I mean? He done gave a little bit of lip service to Obsidian, but man, like,
I mean,
nah,
think
man.
about these niggas. They
Yeah,
champion these niggas champion Kevin all day.
right.
From what I from my knowledge, these guys had an event in Atlanta. Good for them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Keep grinding. Did Kevin show up? You see what I'm
Not that
saying?
I know of, right. Mm-hmm.
So again, that should tell niggas Kevin ain't fucking with y'all, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because okay, if Kevin come to your event, right?
Right.
At this point, Kevin is full blown celebrity status. That's pretty much he ain't even got had nothing to say. That's a photo op opportunity. Shake niggas' hands.
Mm-hmm.
That's a that would be an opportunity for Kevin to thank his parishioners, to thank the niggas that's holding him down and being on the front line, keeping some of that heat off of him.
Right.
The nigga ain't even have the decency to do that. Whatever his reason was, I don't know. So
Yeah.
again, what I know, Kevin don't like these niggas. Kevin, and I can name some names, bruh, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm
Mm-hmm.
just at a peaceful place in my life,
I
nigga.
got
You know
you.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But some of the head honchos in this manosphere, Kevin hate these niggas, bro, and that's a fact. But Kevin better than me because he'll tolerate a nigga to work with him. But now
Mm-hmm.
he don't have to work with these niggas, so
Yeah.
it's a different bag. But Kevin hate these niggas, man.
And I don't necessarily blame him, man. You know what I mean? You see niggas flip flopping the way they flip flop because understand how niggas was disrespecting them and dissing them before he blew up. You
Right,
understand? I
right.
was there, when niggas were like, that nigga here fruitcake, he fruity, and he this and that. Niggas was really, getting at him, man, talking cash shit about him, man. Now that he done blew up, niggas is like really hugging his nuts hard, man. You know what I mean? And me personally, I would have a deep disdain for anyone that does that type of shit, man. Either you real or you ain't. Either you fuck with me or you don't. You know what I mean? Don't wait till I get good. Don't wait till I, you know what I mean, get my paper right and I start shining like a diamond. Then all of a sudden, you want to go ahead and create a defense force, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I ain't on that shit, man. I don't fuck with the fake shit. This is a no nut hug zone, man. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm trying not to be offensive to anybody, whether it be Angry Man or Obsidian or Kevin, man. I'm just calling it like I goddamn see it, man. I see many positives and many negatives out of all these cats, man. I see more positives than negatives out of all of them. You know what I mean? And so, I appreciate everything they do because they thoroughly fucking entertain me, man. I get boatloads of laughter out of watching this circus that's going on, man. And not to mention, every now and then I do actually learn something, man. If you could actually believe that shit, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I can see where Kevin is coming from, where he has a deep disdain for the individuals that he's so-called defending, which I don't really see him defending anyone. You know what I mean? It's everybody defending him because they say we got to defend Kevin at all costs. And I'm like, well, Kevin don't seem
Even
to
that
really.
shit,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, go ahead.
Even that thought process is
Right.
like, look. My thing is, I feel like if Kevin was gonna bring either 2 or 3 of these niggas with him, I can see that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And really, really take them niggas under their wing and try to help them niggas out or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I don't really see that. I remember that was a time Kevin was working with, this was a while back. Nigga was working with the nigga Ramil.
Mm-hmm.
And they did some things. And I guess Kevin stopped working with the nigga. Ramil had a lot to say. And I'm like, well, nigga, what you thought was gonna happen? Like, you thought you and Kevin was gonna ride into the sunset, nigga? Like, nah, dog. Like, it don't work like that. And
Right.
you know, that's just some life shit. But at the end of the day, though, all of that defending the nigga at all costs. I'm like, look, I watched niggas literally call a nigga a homo, and I watched niggas super chat the nigga months later.
Yeah.
Like, are you the realest nigga? I swear to God, bro. And I ain't
Mm-hmm.
gonna name no names on here, but I'm talking about real content creators, man. Niggas that call themselves alpha men and all that goofy shit, right?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, dog, that's like night and day. You go from thinking the niggas are homo to super chatting this nigga $50, man. And
Mm-hmm.
and that and that's really told me, man. I was like, you niggas would do anything for clout. You niggas would do anything for a shout out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dog, this shit getting weird about the day, man. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I don't personally believe none of this shit. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe none of it, man. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think for a lot, even niggas that's going at Kevin now, bruh. I think if Kevin was to invite them niggas to his show, they'll be
Mm-hmm.
on that bitch tonight. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So I don't even pay that shit no mind. Niggas really want his attention. If you get on Clubhouse, whatever, you know what I mean? A lot of it is, you know, a Kevin Samuels reply, a Kevin Samuels, talking point or whatever. And look, that ain't doing nothing but keeping that nigga in the algorithm. Kevin don't care. So,
Mm-hmm.
it just is what it is, man. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these niggas need to wake up and just do their own thing. Kevin gone. You know what I'm saying? He'll fuck. You know what I mean?
Man, he super gone.
That nigga gone, bro. Like that
Yeah.
nigga is trying to be the next Steve Harvey. He probably could be if he play his cards right. So it's like, honestly, who gonna be the next nigga up to hold it down? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Stop worried about the bullshit. But a lot of these niggas, they ain't really got the capacity to really do that. Because the thing is, Mike, truth be told, the 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 getting on the black woman shit all day kind of got old.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it funny because Obsidian sent me an email the other day and was asking me, do I want to do a show with him and a couple other women and Jessica X and some other people. And,
Right.
it was a formal email. And, I respectfully declined because of my schedule and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have did this shit anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just to put it out there, like, nigga, hell the fuck no, nigga. I got my own fucking podcast studio, nigga. Nigga, fuck you mean. But at
Okay.
the end of the day, though, I wouldn't have did this shit anyway, but I still respectfully declined. I said, thank you for your offer, dog, but I'm good. But I'm like, that shows you right there that this is Obsidian from back in the day, the Obsidian that I know. Now he's relegated himself to doing shows with, women now. So that
Mm-hmm.
lets me know that nigga, he gotta change with the times.
Right.
And this is Obsidian. I never met a nigga that went harder on a bitch than Obsidian, bro. I swear to God. Like, this nigga is a maniac, bro. I said,
Yeah.
yo, he's one of the illest niggas. And I knew he was one of the niggas that was for real. Because you got some niggas that are going on women just because it's trendy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hell nah. Obsidian, that shit came from the heart. It was thought out. He backed it up with stories, empirical evidence, and shit. Like, this nigga is crazy. But look what he
It's
on now. You know what I'm
empirical
saying?
evidence. Yeah. Yeah.
So like that lets me know, man, these niggas ain't dumb, man. Like they know that black woman shit, man, kind of ran its course. And Kevin wouldn't have no fucking show without black women. If they
Mm-hmm.
stop going on that, Kevin's done.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all of this shit go come back to one thing, man. I ain't even really stunting this shit like that. A lot of these niggas need to get out their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They can go, hey, Kevin, you know what I mean, all day, all night. Kevin is not going to respond to these niggas because Kevin don't like these niggas. Kevin
Right.
don't respect these niggas. And he got his reasons, but I know for a fact, a couple of these niggas, man, I think if Kevin ever see him in real life, he gonna smack the shit out of him, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's the amount of disdain. That's what I'm saying. That's the amount of disdain he got for some of these niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I can say some names, man. Some of these niggas, man, you you know very well, man. You know what I mean? They call themselves leaders and all that goofy shit. So,
Oh man.
you know what I mean? At the end of
Yeah.
the day, though, what a nigga gonna do, Mike, man? Like, what a nigga really gonna do, man? A nigga, the Civil War, You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of just hearing about this shit. I heard like Super Slide mention it, and
Mm-hmm.
I had meant to get to it, like what's going on. But at the end of the day, man, this shit ain't nothing new, dog. And the thing about the Manosphere, a lot of good brothers stepped off.
Mm-hmm.
And if niggas is really paying attention to the analytics and they chat rooms or whatever, a lot of good brothers, mature, progressive, get money, you know what I mean, situated brothers bounce. And that lets you know what I mean, what's really going on now. So now you got um, I guess the kids running the asylum, or it's not that masculine presence that I felt when I first discovered black, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Manosphere. I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel that no more. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I don't. I don't. I feel like it's a free for all with a young nigga mentality that's not, being held accountable. And that's just how I feel about it. But when I first discovered it, man, it was a different energy, bro. I'm sorry. It was a
Yeah.
different energy. It was a lot more masculine. It was a lot more thought out. Even if niggas was extreme, it didn't matter because that was the small percent of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But I felt like the majority was logical. I felt like the majority, you know what I mean, had some shit to say that was reasonable. And I'm like, all right, I could fuck with this, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, I felt like the black man was the biggest thing. And once I realized, man, all that black man shit was cap. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. All that shit was cap. So
Yeah.
I kind of got off that train, man. I was like, man, you niggas don't talk to me about shit about no black men, man, because y'all niggas is using that shit for a different agenda and shit. You
Mm-hmm.
niggas threaten to kill each other every 2 minutes, man. Fuck y'all talking about black men, man. So I don't know, Mike, man. You know what I mean? The Civil War ain't much of a war to me, man. These niggas
Okay.
got civil disagreements, man. You know what I'm saying? And they need to learn how to be diplomatic with each other because really, um, well, because you've been on YouTube longer than me, but when I first came,
Mm-hmm.
everybody didn't have a channel, bro. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can name the niggas with a channel on two hands. That was a name
Mm-hmm.
brand nigga.
Okay.
So you had smaller channels, but they never like they was a name brand niggas, man. And then once the live streaming started, like what I mean, the Google Hangouts and shit,
Right.
and then now we got what you have now. So now it's 50,000 channels. And I'm like, man, y'all niggas better off working together, man. But when I first discovered this shit, everybody did. I'm sorry, dog. You couldn't really have a channel if you ain't stand on nothing, because niggas
Mm-hmm.
was coming at you.
Right.
So you had to be respected, or you had to be a nigga that's gonna stand your ground and go at it because shit was real back then. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. You know what I mean? A lot of these niggas need to fall back from this shit, man.
Yeah. I sit back and I look at because man, I got on here. Shit, I've been on here since like 2010. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I've seen it evolved and morph into all sorts of shit. I done seen when niggas first got on here, when they first started doing their channels. You know what I mean? I was here when Obsidian first did his shit, when Angry Man first did his shit. You know what I mean? When Tommy first started doing his shit. You know what I mean? So I know the history. You know what I mean? So I know exactly what's going on between everybody, man. I watch YouTube more than I watch goddamn TV. I'm
Right, right,
serious, man. Like I said, this shit is goddamn pure gold, Jack. This shit.
Nah, dog.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Uh
I used to watch a lot of content, man, and then
uh
you know what I mean. I kind of just unplugged, just in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
yeah.
now I'll catch some things, just like I caught you live or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. I'm gonna be honest, man. One day I woke up,
Right.
something just dawned on me, and including myself. I was like, dog, we saying the same shit over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
kind of just dawned on me, man. And since that day, I kind of fell back on the content. And I was like, if I'm in the mood, I'll fuck with it. But I'm like, bro, it's only so many times I really want to hear the same shit. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
many times I'm gonna hear, what I mean, about an alpha male? I'm like, I'm done with that. So,
Right.
but I get it. You know what I mean, the entertainment value and shit like that. But you know what I mean, a lot of things ain't check out to me, bro. Not gonna get into details, but I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit ain't really check out the way I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things ain't really pan out. So I'm like, man, this shit is crazy, man. Except for the entertainment. You know what I mean? I think some of these niggas gonna get hurt because, you know, look, everybody that's online ain't a pussy.
Right.
And
No
like, some of
doubt.
these niggas are mentally ill. So
Yeah, man.
all of that catch a flight shit, right?
Right.
What's gonna happen when one nigga really catch that flight? I mean, real talk, man. I drove all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina,
Right.
and I'm waiting in the back parking lot for a nigga. You know what I mean? This is probably the dumbest shit I ever did.
I
But
know.
honestly, man, you know what I'm saying? Truth be told, man, I just wanted to get my hands on one of these niggas. It didn't matter to me.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really proud of this shit, but what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying? Niggas went through all that to stand me up. And that same nigga that stood me up in that parking lot, the Grinch, niggas still got this nigga in his chat room. Niggas still fucking with this nigga knowing he did flaw shit. And that's why I don't really respect these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Real niggas know I was at that parking lot, man. Real niggas know I was at where I was supposed to be.
I seen the video. I seen the video.
I mean, like, but even even with all that shit said and done, you know what I'm saying? It came down to, well, I don't like C-Boogie. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going, it's like, nah, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here every day, man. You know what I mean? I ain't hiding from nobody, man. I never hide. I ain't got, you know what I mean? I ain't even no tough guy like that, but I'm going to hold my own. But that situation, and when niggas ain't pull that nigga on that carpet and say, dog, that was some flaw shit to tell this nigga to meet you in Charlotte, and you ain't even show up. And then I put up a video with the evidence that that nigga was way in South Carolina at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he pulled the whoopsie daisy on me. All right, joke on me. Joke on me. But
yeah,
I had to take that chance. You see what I'm saying? I had to take that chance because I was like, yo, I just want to get my hands on this nigga and just really, you know what I mean? Just pray for him and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Just put some praying hands on this nigga, man. But at that time, you know, I kind of thought that this shit was something more than what it was, man. But I realized a lot of these niggas just want to get online and play. They want to play with your name. You know what I'm saying? They want to do all of this. They want to talk about shit that they don't know nothing about. I'm like, if y'all niggas want to know who Boogie fucking asked me, dog, I may tell you, I may not tell you. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Some of that shit I never get out. You know what I mean? If y'all want to know what bitches in my inbox, let me know. You ain't got to speculate about it. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is ask me, dog. But all that other cornball shit niggas is doing, I'm like, y'all niggas are in chat rooms with women, ain't even hollering at these bitches. That's odd to me. Nah, real shit.
I got you.
And I never understood none of this shit, Mike. I'm like, y'all niggas talking all of this shit about women. Granted, you'll see the same woman up in the nigga chat room for 6-7 days in a row. That's a show enough sign she's single as fuck. Niggas ain't spitting no game matter.
That's simple.
No game matter. Niggas ain't even asking the broad for her fucking email.
Yeah, that's simping. See, Boogie, that's simping.
That's the part that really, you know what I mean, befuddles me, dog. And I'm like, you know what, man? You know, this ain't even a section for players. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I done seen some decent women in my chat room, and I had to stop my live stream. Like, yo, y'all niggas ain't even on that. Like, what we doing?
Right.
What we doing for real? So that type of shit just let me know, man. I'm like, man, you niggas are something else, dog. Like, y'all can't even get this shit right, man. Y'all niggas are up in the chat room with decent looking women. I ain't saying they bad. Decent looking women, though.
Right.
Women that's fuckable. Niggas ain't even nothing. I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the thing, you know, pertaining to me and my nigga Tony, right? You know, we kind of like sat back. Fuck, I don't know, man. It's probably maybe like a year before he met Nicole Michelle, man. And we were just like kind of thinking the way you thinking now. We like, man, I think we doing I think that we hurting the brothers more than helping them. You know what I mean? Because we kind of got lost in the sauce, man. Where we kind of was feeling ourselves and talking kind of greasy and kind of reckless. You know what I mean? And talking about, you know, bitch this, bitch that, and bitches ain't shit. And, you know, it just got to the point where like, man, we need to just chill the fuck out, man, because we didn't really have those. I don't know. It came off like we was hating bitches and hating on bitches and broads and shit, but we really wasn't on that, man. We had situations, man, where we thought broads was dirty and grimy and shiesty, man, but we knew there was good women out there, man. So we was like, man, we might want to just switch up a little bit, man, because we are not actually being righteous. We ain't really being just. We're not really painting a really good picture here, man. You know what I mean? A realistic picture of what's really going on out here with men and women and shit, man. And once we kind of like had that sort of mindset, that mind frame, I guess that's where my nigga, he ran into Nicole Michelle. And I'm so happy for the brother, man, because if there was anybody that was hard on a bitch, man, it was Tony. It is there's a reason why I called him Magneto the evil mutant, man, because every broad that I had in my face, you know what I mean? Because man, we would do parties and we would have, broads over and shit, and and just females just was not really feeling Tony, man, because Tony was just evil. Tony was just an evil, ornery nigga, man. You know what I mean? He was just like, nah, I don't like that bitch, man. I'm like, damn, nigga, what's not to like? You know what I'm saying? He's just like, man, I just ain't feeling her. You know what I mean? Like, he's a really finicky.
I noticed,
what's up?
Well, like one thing I noticed about Tony, man.
Right.
This is my opinion, man. Tony is spiritual nigga, man. So I think if a bitch energy ain't right, like honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? Even if she a gutter bitch, a gutter bitch still can have some righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you ever meet a straight bitch from the hood, but you kind of examine this bitch inside, like, you know what, bitch? You know what I'm saying? I know your circumstances fucked up. You got to do what you got to do.
But you good people.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I run into him all the time, man.
That's what I'm saying. So I think with Tony, man, you know what I'm saying? He a righteous nigga, man. I believe the nigga's a spiritual nigga, man. And sometimes some people just pick up on fuckery, man. Like, you know what I mean? Because some bitches, man, they just got that shit on them. Like, you know what? They just riding right now, man. You know what I mean? Maybe you catch them 6 months or whatever. They got their shit together or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying? Some niggas, man, they got zero tolerance for that type of... It's really an energy thing. And then Tony a smart dude, so I can't even see him liking a real uneducated bitch. You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
he got a real short temper, man. Short short fuse to deal with stupid shit, man. He really do.
Nah, that's I mean, I'm the same way and shit. I think for me, you know what I mean, though, I'm a little younger. I think I got the wherewithal and the patience to develop an understanding with a woman and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right, you know what I mean? All right, bitch, you know what I'm saying? I get it, right? You know what I mean? And then, I can deal with certain things, but I think for some niggas, man, they just develop a real zero tolerance for certain shit, man. And being out here, dog, that shit'll wear a nigga out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these broads, man, truth be told, dog, they lack a real... If you can just notice, fuck even the pussy shit. Just fuck at the sex and all of that. If you notice how a lot of women in society treat men in general, bruh, how they talk to us, if you really pay attention, you know what I'm saying? That shit got old years ago, man. You know what I'm saying? The entitlement, the attitude, you know what I mean? How they speak to us. They not even gentle no more and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of niggas, man, that shit'll wear on any man. Dog, I've had my bad days where I slam doors in bitches' faces, man. You know what I'm saying? Let their ass right out the car, like, find a way home. Get an Uber, man. I've had my bad days, but really, again, dog, I've been on my Eastern philosophy shit, right? One thing I realized, dog, and this had helped me out for like the past year, I'm like, dog, the only person I can control is myself, man. As simple as it sounds and crazy as simple as it sounds, that shit has really been helping me out, man. Cause I had a short temper and all that, but I realized no matter what I do and what I say, you know what I'm saying, the nature of this woman ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Now I can
All right.
wear on her and set an example and maybe, you know what I'm saying, put her in an environment where I can get the best of her best, but that's really it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, I kind of developed some skills, man, just on my own. Like, you know what? I'm not even gonna really put a lot of focus on that because I was driving myself crazy too, man. Like, I never met a nigga that ain't got no women problems and all of this shit. I don't know what these niggas be talking about. That ain't even a realistic life and shit. You know what I'm saying? But some niggas develop skills, some niggas don't. That's just at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's I don't see it no other way. Some niggas develop the skills, and you know what I mean. I think that some of this talk is crazy with a lot of these niggas, man. I'm like, look, um, when I hear a 20-year-old nigga be out here talking crazy as if he got experience and shit, that's odd to me, man. I don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying? Because the nigga don't know what life got in store for him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
So,
I be trying to tell cats, man. Look, if Tony can find a woman and get hitched up, man, anybody can. And not only that, I mean, look, I ain't never really been no chick magnet, man. But I do all right, man. I'm sitting over here. I'm diabetic, nigga. I'm on dialysis. I'm crippled, nigga. You know what I mean? I still got bitches fucking with me. You know what I mean? Some bitches on some trick shit and on some regular shit. You know what I
right.
mean? Shit, I got man. Please, nigga, if you don't get up your ass and part your mouth and talk to these bitches, man, talk to these broads, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't see how anybody can just sit up here, sit on YouTube and be all pissed off and mad because he ain't getting no action. I'm like, look, if me and Tony can get it, man, I'm like, shit, because I'm definitely the last motherfucker on earth that should be like attracting a broad right about now, man. But shit, for some strange reason, man, it's just weird, man. They just seem to fall in my lap. I'm like, shit, baby. I'm like, I'm Big Mike. What your name is? You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yo, but you know what, bro? At
Yeah.
the end of the day, I think with a nigga like you, with a nigga like Tony,
Mm-hmm.
see, and even with, I would say some aspects of myself, I'm just developing my mental game and, educating myself and whatnot. Yo, man, like, I think for a lot of these women, man, like one thing I noticed on this concrete, my nigga,
Yeah.
is a lot of these broads, man, although they caught up in the entertainment side of things, because bitches like to be entertained. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they about. But when they come across something deeper, it intrigues the fuck out them, dog.
Right.
And really, I've been peeping that shit for a couple years now, because I've been on the phone with several women, and they like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed our conversation and shit. And it wasn't, all about, sending my dick pic, dog. I'm not
Oh
even
no,
into
it's the
that.
conversation, man.
It's,
That
yeah,
that conversation get them every time, man.
especially when you're a well-rounded nigga and you know how to lace that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Uh-huh.
man, and then for me, I've always been who I was. So I remember going to some women houses and I'm leaving out the door. I'll just grab the trash. Like, let's say the trash full. I'll just grab the trash, take it to the trash can or dumpster or something. I done had women been so appreciative. And that lets me know the caliber of niggas these bitches be dealing with sometime, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit be mind boggling me like, damn, she was so thankful. Excuse me. I took out the trash. Like, what kind of Negroes is this bitch fucking with? But then I realized, you know what, Boogie? I want these niggas to keep fucking up.
Right.
Every time a different nigga fuck up, that creates another opportunity for me to eat. Because a lot of times half this shit wouldn't go on if some of these niggas covered the fundamentals. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bruh, I don't get into all that advanced game and all that shit. I'm like, I get it, but I've always been a fundamental nigga. Like,
Just
when
talk
I'm
to
dealing
him.
with a woman,
Yeah.
consistency, I don't lie to a woman, I keep it transparent. I just do what I do. And I notice, man, That shit always worked for me. Now, do I got a few things working for me? Yeah, man. I taught that shit, or you know what I mean. I'm gonna show up smelling good. I'm gonna do my best. I ain't really been in the gym lately, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna do my thing in that. But at the end of the day, man, the compliments I got from women, man, was always the fundamentals, man. Because a lot of these niggas, man, a lot of niggas get on some real savage shit and forget to deal with the woman. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? Look, I ain't telling the nigga how to work his mojo, but I'm like, bruh, a lot of you niggas opened up the door for your woman to hit up another nigga. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that shit be mind boggling me, bruh. And it's like a nigga don't even get mad until another nigga fucking his queen and not only fucking her, but he having fun with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? Then niggas want to get mad and shit. It's like, well, you ain't even want to, bro. Like, what you doing? I kind of, and that's why I hold these niggas accountable as much as I can do. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if y'all like me or not, but I'm trying to give you niggas some real tools on this shit. Like, bro, a lot of you niggas, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to slam the girl head into the car door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I ain't telling
Okay.
nigga how to run his game, but I'm like, bruh, that shit gonna run its course, man. You got to develop more skills, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you
Ain't
can't
that
be
some shit?
ambidextrous out here on these streets, nigga, you done, bruh. That's it.
Shit,
And a
man.
lot of these niggas, man, they out here telling these dudes, you know what I mean? Lie to the bitch, da 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 da. And I get it, dog. That's short term pussy niggas, man. Dog, if I'm dealing with typically when I'm dealing with a woman, dog, she gonna be around for a while. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if I start my whole, thing on lying and manipulation and all of that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I want a woman to be around for a while, whether we together or not. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I roll and shit. I mean, I have my one night stands or whatever, but that ain't really about nothing. So for me, I can't even take that approach because once a woman find out who you really are, ain't no more capping after that, dog. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? You can keep a woman off for a while, but she gonna really figure out who you are at some point, man. Bitches ain't dumb. And that's one of the lies these niggas telling these dudes, Mike. That
Right.
women are so dumb. I'm like, that's women do dumb shit, bruh.
Yeah.
But they ain't dumb.
Yeah. They do illogical shit, but that don't necessarily mean they dumb. You know what I'm
What?
saying?
Dog, these bitches are running circles around niggas, man. And truth be
Mm-hmm.
told, Mike,
Yeah.
the way I see it, I think a lot of niggas, man, they haven't even seen the worst of these women. These women can really ratchet and turn this shit up another notch on it. And because niggas insatiable thirst for pussy,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
niggas gonna fall victim of this shit even though we see it coming. So my thing is like, man, back to what you saying though, I say all that to say, man, ain't really nothing in these streets, man. You know what I mean? If a nigga, I'll tell a nigga quick, bro. If you find a woman that's suitable for you, let me get that clear. Suitable for you. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck what Kevin say is the beauty standard. I don't give a
Mm-hmm.
fuck what this nigga say that. If you find a woman as a man, when you analyze your whole campaign and your situation, good or bad, it doesn't matter. You might be in a bad season, you might be in a good season. But you find a woman that's suitable for your program and you like what you see and she ride for you, I say, nigga, you will be a damn fool to fuck that up.
Right.
The bitch ain't gotta be suitable for me. And that's why even on my channel, I don't tell niggas who to date, who not to date, what the girl should look like. No, I tell niggas self-improve, fix them insecurities, put yourself in a position where you can have a high ground. Don't abuse it, just use it. That's my
Right.
thing. You know what I'm saying? And I might take some extreme measures to get my point across sometime. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Fair enough. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I deal with some extreme cats too, my consultations and shit like that. So sometimes I got to go to a place where, you know what I'm saying, I can get their attention. But my thing is, dog, a nigga got to find a woman that's suitable for him. Like some
Right.
niggas say, don't touch a single mother. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But you might have a nigga that's a single father. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's my thing. Find a bitch that's suitable for you. Y'all rock out. and y'all do. That's my whole thing. And if a nigga fuck that up, bro, that's on you, man. Because these streets got my back hurting, right? No, I'm getting a little older, man. I'm realizing shit's just starting to just break down, and I'm tired and stressed out and shit. You know what I mean? I've been falling back from a lot of this shit lately because, you know what I mean, I'm just on some other shit. But my thing is simple, man. I want to see niggas win. And I mean, honestly, niggas don't even talk about what a woman can bring to a. You know how resourceful women are, dog?
Oh man, you ain't gotta tell me. Oh yeah. Very resourceful. Let me ask you about this phrase that's been going around
Yeah.
in the black manosphere, man, and tell me what you think. Is it true or is it false? This is the phrase. Hoes is winning. Have you heard that phrase?
I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard that? Oh my God, man, you've really been away from the YouTube streets, man. Yeah, that's been some shit that's been going around making the rounds for the past goddamn 4-5 months. Hoes is winning. Are hoes winning? Yeah, you gotta think about that.
Well, my thing is this, Mike. Let's define winning. So if a nigga's saying, can a bitch get out here, right?
Right.
Finesse a couple niggas out they check. Fuck a couple niggas, suck a couple niggas, get their bills paid. Short term, can these bitches ride you know what I mean, Lexus or whatever? Yeah. You know how short term that is? That ain't winning. Like,
okay.
Michael Jordan, right? Making it to the playoffs and losing to the Pistons ain't up short term. That ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's laudable. Niggas ain't respect Mike till he won that first chip. Best player in the league, scoring champion, dunk contest, all that shit. Mike went global after that chip.
Okay.
That's my thought process. So, nah, hoes ain't winning. But again, look at the society we living in. Niggas living for the weekend, bro. We ain't thinking long term. So, you know what I'm saying? I guess if they want to judge it on that scale, then yeah, some bitches is winning this shit. And you know what, Mike? Some of these hoes gonna cash out. Because let me tell you something. You know, that's a lot of these bitches backup plan, right?
Right.
Like, I'm gonna meet a nigga with money and settle down. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck who the nigga is. They'll go to great lengths to be in position to find this nigga. But at the end of the day, man, I've watched a lot of these women, you know what I'm saying, through my peripherals and my observations, how they work the nigga once they felt like they was done with the game. And some of these women do come up. But it's not a great percentage.
Okay.
And you gotta judge it off the nigga that she settled down with. You dig?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if she settled down with a total greaseball, but you know what I'm saying, he make $80,000 a year or whatever, he gonna take care of her kids, then yeah, that's winning to her. But everybody loses in that situation. So my thing is, man, it all depends on a nigga perspective, man. Hoes ain't winning, but niggas think they winning because these bitches talking shit on Instagram. Okay. Come on, dog. Man, these niggas is sick. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a crazy mentality, but it lets me know, Mike, a lot of these niggas ain't dealing with no bitches, man.
Man.
At the end of the day, because they'll know how miserable a lot of these women are.
Man, facts.
How lonely they are,
yeah,
how desperate they are.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of these dudes will know, and they wouldn't even fix their lips to say these women are like, nah, man, a lot of these women are desperate just for some companionship, man. And you know, it goes a lot deeper than that. So from my observations, man, I'd be like, man, you know, where y'all niggas getting this information from anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just guessing and shit. Like, y'all getting it from Kevin. Kevin Samuels was in my car on Tinder. Man, fuck out of here.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? I ain't supposed to say that, though. Man, I'm going to say what the fuck I want, nigga. So, y'all getting information from a nigga that was on Tinder. Come on, bro. This shit is a joke. Shit. This shit is a joke, man.
Yeah, I can honestly say, man, out of all the bras I done fucked with, man, you know, I can't necessarily say that they winning. You know what I mean? I look at their lives, man, and I look at how they done ended up. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, man, bitches. Them ain't none of the bitches out, or none of the hoes I know winning. You know, and like you said, you know, in short spurts. You know what I mean? They might win a little sprint every now and then, but you know, life is a marathon, Jack, and they definitely losing the marathon, man. I'm looking at just their lives are in just motherfucking shambles, man. I'm like, fuck. They in such shambles that, you know, they can't even let me go, right? Because, you know, I was always Mr. Fix It. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, you know, whenever they shit was fucked up, whenever life was fucked up, they would always call Big Mike because I was a responsible brother. You know what I'm saying? And to this very day, they still calling me. I'm like, damn, you done fucked up again, bitch. You back in jail, bitch. I mean, you done crashed your car again. Like you don't. I mean, like you homeless again. It's like, god damn, bitch, get your shit together. You know what I mean? And then I
But
be
that's
coming on here and be listening to niggas talking about how hoes is winning. I'm like, well, I don't know where you living at, but they definitely ain't winning where the fuck I'm at, man. Because they forever needing a nigga to pull them out the goddamn mud. Shit.
yo, but that's the thing, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it in different perspectives because I'm like, look, you got two type of niggas out here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got a nigga that's going to elevate his broads, and you got a nigga that's going to destroy him and shit. And I seen both niggas in these streets, man. Um, I seen two type of niggas, man. And then you got a few niggas in between, but for the most part, you got niggas that's going to elevate a bitch, and you got niggas that's going to straight destroy their lives and shit. Over
Mm-hmm.
time, that's just what they do.
Okay.
So my thing was always simple, bro. Like, you know what, man?
Let me
I
go
look
ahead and read
long
this.
term, huh?
I said, let me go ahead and read this
Oh, go ahead.
chat
My
right
bad.
quick, man. From Talayah Yahawadaha the Hebrew. Oh my God. I butchered that really bad. My apologies, brother. He wrote what he meant, and he's talking about Ramil. What he meant by that is that not that they're winning in a sense of what we know winning is. What he meant is that they're winning because they don't have to be under a man's authority. And with that thought process, I mean, you automatically know they're not winning because if you they ain't under no man's authority, if they ain't taking no official instructions from a man, you know, they ain't winning. Because I've seen how women do, you know, when they out here just being lawless and being reckless and being renegades and not having no man to instruct them on how to live their life. You know what I mean? So these hoes ain't winning. You know, they got to have a man's authority to help guide them, man, because I'm like, these bitches cannot manage money for shit, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Mm-mm. So they definitely not winning in that aspect either, man. You know, just because they not under a man's authority. Shit,
Well,
if
like,
that's what they deem winning, then that's a bad concept of winning. Go ahead.
well, break it down like this too. So,
Mm-hmm.
how many times you been out and about and you seen? I mean, literally seen 50-year-old women sitting at a bar waiting for a man to come talk to them, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that shit ain't some degrading shit. You know what I'm saying? 50 years old, or even 45, 48. Some of them be older than 50. Let's keep it real.
Okay.
Waiting, waiting for a nigga to come talk to them. And a lot of these older women, you know what all they can do is sit back, watch these young girls get shows on, and then you know what I'm saying? That ain't winning, bro. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
these women are defeated, man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so I don't even look at this shit like winning. I'm like, this shit is almost sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to look at it on some humanity shit, you know what I mean? This shit damn near sad for a lot of motherfuckers, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, but that leads me to another thing. Is like, man, some of you niggas need to get offline, hit these streets, because these women lonely as fuck.
Oh man, I
So
don't get it, man.
but bruh, it come down to this, man. I'm just gonna be 100, man. And you know this. I don't even think you want to say it, but I'll say it for you. A lot of these niggas ain't dealing with no brides, man.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because the
That's
shit that
true.
they say is so outlandish. And I understand that's the content part of the game. That's gonna get views, and you know, I mean, you talking to niggas that's probably ain't dealing with no bras or whatever. But real niggas, that can, you know what I mean? That's even getting a little bit of pussy. They're like, man, some of this shit is cap, man. Y'all niggas ain't even being realistic no more and shit. So, I think it come down to that. Like, all right, what we talking about, man? A lot of you niggas ain't even dealing with no women, man, because I hear things and I'm like, man, that ain't really what I see, you know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is, man. I don't really know where these niggas be at, man. So my thing is, a wise man told me always consider the source, bro.
Right.
You always consider the source. You know what? I wish Vector was on here, man, because Vector a real nigga, man. I like the way he breaks shit down and shit. He came on my channel like once and shit, but you
Right.
know, that's the thing. In these spaces, we need more logical niggas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We need more niggas that can give some real commentary on real shit that can honestly lead some of these young niggas in the right direction because they lost. You know what I'm saying? Um, a lot of these young niggas, man, it ain't really the women that defeated them, man. They really defeated by themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I would like to see a full out, a full on fucking decree to help some of these young niggas get out their own way so they won't be mad, so they won't, put their hands on women so they can really. I grew up in the 90s, man. Everything was player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Niggas wasn't sweat. I knew niggas, like real player niggas that was married, had girlfriends, whatever. It wasn't even the fact that they had multiple women. It was an attitude that niggas wasn't sweating that. Like, yo, my girl bugging. A nigga pack his bag and leave for 2 weeks. Come back. All right, bitch, you still acting up. But a nigga wasn't tripping.
That's what
Like,
I did.
you know what I'm saying?
When
Like,
I was in the military, that's what I did. I told my wife, I'm like, look, I'm about to be gone for 2 days. I'm like, and she be like, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to the hotel. I done met this bro. People don't even believe me when I tell them that shit. I used to tell my wife, I think about it now, and I was like, wow, man, like you shouldn't have did her like that, man. She was a good woman, man. But I'm just the type of cat where I just don't be lying to bitches, man. I'll be like, look, I'm about to leave for a couple of days. I'll be back. You know what I mean? When it's time for me to what we used to call it, muster. Well, is that when you got to go back and report to duty. You know what I mean? Back on base. Like I'll be back in 2 days. And I come back and she be just laying in bed, boo-hooing and crying and shit. And I was just heartless, man. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. I was like, God damn, boy, you was an evil motherfucker, man. Like, how could you do that to that woman, man? You know what I mean? But yeah, I had bitches, man. I had multiple bitches, man. You know what I mean?
yo,
Shit, I
but that
had no
was,
problem. Say what?
oh, my bad, dog. But nah, yo, that's, man, that's facts. Yo, man, this shit so ill, man, that, like I say, I grew up in a time where, niggas was really on some player shit. Niggas was sharpening their swords, developing the skills. You know what I mean? Yeah, niggas would get frustrated, get irritated, but it wasn't where you was just out of pocket, where you debase yourself as a man and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas, niggas always gonna go through problems with women and shit. That's it come with the game and shit. But at the end of the day, man, some of this shit, man, I just can't relate to it because I'm like, dog. And I done had my issues with a couple women, man. That got the best out of me, man. But I look back, I learned from it. I looked in the mirror, I figured out where I went wrong. And then the next time I went further and further. You know what I'm saying? The illest time in my life, and I tell this story on my channel, man. And I put this on everything I love, dog. That was a time in my apartment building, man. Not in
Mm-hmm.
the complex, in the building. Nigga, I was dating 3 women in the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I wasn't just fucking on them. Literally, I was a man to all these women. And
Right.
niggas don't understand, bruh. It wasn't even a big fuck fest. I spent a lot of my days sorting shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just, these women come with problems and issues and shit and all of that. I spent a lot of my days just sorting shit out. By the time I was done, I was tired and shit. You know what I mean? I had a little fun with it. It got a little sloppy at the end, but at the end of the day, man, I'm like, I wouldn't have been able to even pull that shit off if niggas was really on their job. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be like, I look at some shit, man, and I'd be like, man, is niggas even trying, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, is niggas even attempting to try? And I don't know what it is, man. The only thing I think a lot of niggas got defeated and they gave up and they lost themselves along the path and shit. And I'd be like, dog, that ain't the answer either, man. Cause it's always a brighter day, man. You know what I'm saying? Plant your seeds in some better soil, reap the harvest of that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I see it, man. I've had issues at the summit, you know what I mean, with some guys. And man, I had one dude at the self improvement summit, man. We all kicking it at the after party and shit. Man, I've literally watched one nigga go up to a woman and start talking about semen retention and all of this. And then the girl was like looking at me like, Boogie, come save me. And you know what I'm saying? And then
Hell no.
it really dawned on me because I used to always think, Mike, like, I wonder if these niggas go up to women in real life and tell them about their nature. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And
Uh,
then when I finally seen some things, I'm like, okay, you know, a lot of you niggas is scaring the women off, man. Like, what the fuck is going on?
semen retention.
No, this is true story, man. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
I'm not
shit.
making this up. And then the
Uh,
girl, and I remember, what I mean, she was telling me like, Boogie, like, he had the pussy. Pretty
right.
much, and I'm paraphrasing, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, he had it in the bag, but he got on some weirdo shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And my thing is, man, that's only one way to tell a nigga, like, bro, you got to get up off that type of shit, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, when did this become player shit?
Hey, he hit her with that Obsidian Ali rap, that Obsidian Ali game.
Man, look,
Talking about some semen retention. That's some Obsidian was talking about empirical evidence.
man, that shit, if a
Yeah.
nigga just knew how to work that, then maybe I could see it working if you know how to, finesse that type of thing. But at the end of the day, bruh, you know what I'm saying? That's gonna scare a lot of women off. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Because she didn't even know what it was. She had to look it up and shit. So, I'll be like, bruh, what the fuck are you niggas even be on half the time, man? I ain't grow up like that. So, I start running out of shit to tell niggas, man. I'm like, look, if you frustrated, you mad at women and shit, I get it. You know what I mean? I have my moments where, I just turn the phone off and shit, but I ain't never going to just throw in the towel and be like, oh, I'm done with women. I mean, that's asinine to say.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, man. I just can't relate to this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas out here winning. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas out here having their way. You know what I mean? My thing is find your lane and work your lane. Every nigga can't, play the streets.
Right.
But you can play downtown. You can play Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You could play the corporate piece. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is, man, I don't know. But you got to find your lane and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
a nigga, I don't even want to hear nothing else about no hood bitches. I don't. I don't.
Okay.
Because that shit has gotten just way too far. I'm like, dog, life is just bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? You should have a well-rounded life where, you're dealing with all kind of women and shit. So, you know, some niggas need to just get up off this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It is some decent women out here and shit. You know what I mean? Niggas just gotta plant their feet in better soil, man, and step to them. You know what I mean? Step to them like a man and stop playing. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? But I see the flaw in a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? And I I really want to see niggas win, man. In my heart of hearts, man, I want to see niggas win in life, not just with women, just in life. But you know what I mean? A lot of niggas will suit better with a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Fuck that. You know what I mean? Fuck is the alternative, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Well, let me go ahead. We're gonna put the cherry on top of the pie on top of the cake, man. So the whole concept of the Civil War about pookies and lames. I don't know what is your parting thoughts on the issue. Is anyone winning? Is there a real schism? Is there a real war going on, or is it just bullshit, man?
Mm. What I think is
Niggas
I
just trying to come up, trying to find some content to whine and bitch and go off about. What is this, man? What is this going on?
I think it's all of the above. I
Okay.
think that you know I think that Kevin Samuels offers something different to niggas. I guess a more polished type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
Look at this big head ass nigga in the chat. I don't even know who this nigga is. Who is this nigga? This power and strategy ass nigga. Who is this nigga, man? Lame ass nigga. Let me drop the link for. He probably ain't gonna join because he too good for us. He too good for us, man. You don't even fuck with us no more.
Man, shout out to Tony Maceo, man. So like I was just saying, man, I think Kevin Samuels offers something a alternative for niggas to get on.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think some niggas rejected that, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? That's always going to create, uh, 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 a little, friction. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But again, I don't even really think it's a real thing at this point, man. Because at the end of the day, truth be told, in real life, a lot of niggas stay in their lane. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? Like, a real square dude, how many times a day is he just gonna be rubbing shoulders with people from the hood? You know what I mean? Like, it's not even really a real thing. A lot of niggas in the hood, they ain't really leaving, going to certain places or whatever. So I'd be like, you know what? There's some merit to it, but a war, no, I think it's a civil disagreement of philosophies on how niggas gonna deal with hood bitches, bro. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And for me, although I get it, you know what I mean? And that was a time I was entertained by it, but I think right now that shit beneath the fuck out me, man. Cause I'm like, look, you know what I'm saying? If the broad don't like you, the broad don't like you. She gonna
Right.
choose. She gonna get with a nigga she like. Fair enough, dog. I don't give a fuck about that. But
Mm.
to argue about it all day, you know what I'm saying? To go to war with other niggas about that shit. And for what, man? You know what I mean? This shit ain't about nothing. So I suggest niggas to get on their shit. Like, dog, fuck that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why you living your life looking back?
Mm.
You a
Tony,
high
what you waiting
value
on?
nigga?
I dropped the link, nigga.
You a high
Old
value dude. You know what I'm
old
saying?
bougie ass nigga. You take his
So,
sweet ass time hitting the link. What'd you say? He high value?
oh no, no, no. I was just saying,
Oh.
no, I was just saying, like if a nigga a high value dude, why you worry about low value niggas? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
That, that's
got you.
that's odd to me, man. That's odd
Okay.
to me, bro.
Hell no, boy. Yeah, shit. God damn. Damn, Tony, what you eating a sandwich, nigga? What's Tony doing, man? Yeah, because I was all set to wrap this shit up in 5 minutes, and then this nigga jump on, and
No, this was a good little.
I can't
Huh?
bounce now because the crew been waiting on Tony to chime in and run his mouth for shit damn near a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Shit.
man.
Yeah.
This shit, nah, man. This shit is wild, man. You know what I'm saying? And really, truth be told, the biggest problem, man, niggas really need some more masculine energy around this bitch, man. Truth be
Okay.
told, you know what I'm saying? Niggas. Tony said he backstage.
Oh yeah, I got him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Magnus.
You called me evil, Charles.
It is what it is, man.
You called me evil.
You're the most evilest, most ornery nigga I know. How did you end up finding a woman? I don't
You know
understand
my evil nature served a purpose. It's why they listen to you, and I allowed you to make me the scapegoat. I
it.
allowed you to do it because it made them listen to you.
Mm,
But
mm,
ask
mm.
yourself this question. If we had a trial
Uh-huh.
for all of the freaks on your roster, if we tried them for treason, which one of them would come out? Which one of them would be acquitted, Charles? If we tried them for treason after the great DVD scandal,
Uh-huh.
which one of them would come out acquitted? None of them. Not one of them.
I was trying to think, man.
Not
Give me
one of them. Not one of them.
not one of them, huh?
The skullduggery, the sheer niggardry, the fuckery that was involved in that backlash. You
Mm,
weren't there. I was.
uh,
I heard the evil slander that they were spewing against my mutant brother in the streets. You didn't see the sheer evil and the hate and the niggardry in their faces. You were
mm.
spared from that horror.
I guess what brothers don't know what you're talking about, man. They don't understand the great DVD scandal when Mac City was in full swing. These broads
Mm,
was mad at me when the website got real popular. You know what I mean? And then there was a nigga out there that was bootlegging the videos on DVD, and all the broads thought it was me. They thought that I was bootlegging my own shit and selling it in the city, man. So all these hoes wanted my head on a spike, on a pike. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was crazy, but it was a crazy ass time, man. I
What
had a
was the
motherfucker.
reason, Charles, that you walked amongst these Homo sapiens undetected and anonymous? You know that a mutant's first defense against persecution is anonymity.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the reason that you walked amongst them undetected? You knew that they could not be trusted.
Yeah,
You
that's
knew
true.
that they were evil by nature, and I was that rod of correction.
Oh boy, Tony used to give them bitches the business, man. I'm like, damn, Tony, lighten up.
See, they
Come on.
painted Magneto as a villain, but he was really a hero. But he was okay with being a villain because in being a villain, maybe they would deal with Charles Xavier. Maybe they would listen to Charles Xavier by contrast.
Mm, mm, mm.
Maybe they would listen to you and maybe they would be reasonable if they dealt with you if they knew the alternative.
Right.
So let's look at it, right?
Okay.
I'm playing in the gutter. I'm dealing with sheer skullduggery. Now, skullduggery by my own choice, but skullduggery nevertheless. Can you afford to to play by the Queensberry rules when you're dealing with people that play by the rules of treachery
No.
and dishonesty?
No.
No, you can't do that. And so I chose not to do that.
Right.
Do you remember the time when you told Trouble not to bring her dude to the spot? And
Mm-hmm.
what did she do?
She brought her dude to the
Brought that
spot.
dude to the spot,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we both know that that's a no-no, right?
That's a no-no. Mm-hmm.
And she know that that was a no-no, right?
Right.
But she chose to do it, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. That's one case.
Right.
And let us not get on the treachery of the boss bitch.
Right.
Let us not dwell on her treachery because we know how scandalous she was, right?
Right.
Okay. And on and on and on. Big Mike done fell off.
Mm.
All the slander. I'm going to the FBI on Big Mike. I'm going to the sheriff department on Big Mike. What did he do wrong? He got me sucking dick on the internet. Did you do these things? Yes, I did them. Did he pay you? Yes, he paid me. So what's the problem? I'm all over the internet. So
Ain't no logic.
did you sign that paperwork? Well, yeah, I signed the paperwork, but so what? So let's run this back. You signed the paperwork, you got the money, and you did it voluntarily without drugs involved. Well, yeah, I did. Oh, really? Okay. So when he put that money in your hand, that wad of money in your hand, when you and your 10 children were over here starving, was he the devil then?
Right.
Well, no, I ain't that don't why it don't mean anything. So when he's being righteous, you don't respect that.
Show don't.
When he's getting your children Easter suits, this nigga don't go to church, but he getting your children Easter suits.
Mm.
Did you respect that? Nah. When you were getting the money so that you and your kids could get your Christmas toys out of layaway, did you respect that? You didn't put in no work for that. That was a Christmas gift. That was a righteous thing to do. You remember that?
Mm.
Well, that wasn't that much. Well, it was more than what the nigga who was fucking on you was giving you, right?
Mm.
Right?
Facts.
Right? So you want to come again when you say I was evil? You want to give me a fair trial when you
You
say
was
I was
evil.
evil?
You was evil, Tony.
When they
Evil.
called
Just
and they
straight
said,
evil.
"Well, I'm hungry. I'm hungry." And how many trips we made through McDonald's through the drive-in buying 10 cheeseburgers and 10 small fries and
Shit. Man, they used to love them cheeseburgers and fries, nigga. Oh,
$10 for 10 cheeseburgers with the fries.
hell yeah.
You fed whole families. You were the only Santa. You were there when their children were born.
Man.
You were there when their children were born. And now they want to send you to prison.
Mm, mm, mm.
See,
Yeah.
you had the ability to be the kinder, gentler pimp. I was never afforded such luxury.
Yeah.
See, you wanted them to give them a fine and give them probation. I wanted to send them bitches to the state penitentiary
Yes, you did.
with no parole.
Oh, man.
With no parole.
Wow.
So after all the skullduggery, Charles, can you really say that my evil was unwarranted?
No, I really can't. I really can't. I have to be 100, man. Shit.
You see,
Yeah.
what I wanted to do, what we sought to do, we sought to give the world a solution. We sought to give the world a strategy. We knew the game was fixed. We knew that for whatever reason, you know, a lot of the problems in our community was that these women, for one reason or another, had been deceived. They had, in some instances, learned to be attracted to and run after the wrong guy. Now, we weren't hideous people, but we probably wasn't their first choice. So we needed a way to even the odds.
Right.
We needed a way to get an audience. We needed a way to level the playing field. We found that way to level the playing field. But maybe we were not the most honest in terms of, well, we were honest because we always said that this was for entertainment purposes only. There was a disclaimer at the beginning of every podcast. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for entertainment purposes only. We said that ad nauseum. I remember you saying that constantly. This is for entertainment purposes only. So when we were out here trying to even the score, at that particular time, we were trying to just give them information that would yeah, she had 10 kids for real, Golden Eagle. She had 10 kids for real. We were out here just trying to even the score. And then what happened was along the way, we forgot to flesh out and to explain the nuances. We forgot to explain the variations in personalities. We forgot the finer points of what we were doing. And so inadvertently, we in this environment, you become the avatar for a lot of niggas' rage. I did not want to be the avatar for your rage.
Mm.
I did not want to be the avatar for your disappointment. I did not want to be the avatar for all of your anger from rejection. That's not what I was trying to do. What we were trying to do is show you a way to to just simply balance the scales. You remember when we first started talking about that, they said we had no game.
Right.
Now they talking about we got all the game in the world. How the fuck
God
did that
damn.
happen inside? It took them 10 years to catch up.
He sure did. Sure did, Jack.
It, it took them 10 years to catch up. So when they said, well, um, now back in the days, they said, it's you didn't have any game if you were tricking. Now they saying it ain't tricking if you got it. No, it's still tricking even if you have it. There's no
Mm.
distinction. But the thing is how you deal with this situation. How do you flesh this out? And who you dealing with. Always know with whom you're dealing. Always respect and understand with whom you're dealing. And so when I came into space, I said, okay, they talking about the same chicks that we were dealing with. This is who they're frustrated at. And they would say, well, no, we're not. I'm like, yes, you are. Because every time they had a criticism, it wasn't a criticism against the girl in corporate America. Well, I should reel that in. It was a criticism against the girl in corporate America, but it was only because she wouldn't be the backup or the fuck bitch when the other girl over here swerved them. So, in
Okay.
other words, if they got swerved by a champagne, they would then want Nicole Michelle to come in and go get champagne in line. And my thing is, that's not Nicole Michelle's job is to get champagne in line. That
Mm-hmm.
ain't her mix. You can't use her. That's a degrading shit. Well, go get this bitch in line that I want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what it was. And so when I pointed out, I'm like, okay, that's who you talk. Well, no, that's not who we talking about. You need to get out more. But yet every conversation revolved around the girl that they weren't talking about. And so when I began to see that it was dishonesty, it was hypocrisy, what they were really trying to do is to shame, you know, these hood rats into sleeping with them for free. And
Mm.
I know how dangerous it is when you dealing with them. We both know how dangerous it is when you dealing with them. How many robbery plots were you tipped off in advance for?
3.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had intended to rob you. I can remember, see, you forget those days, but I remember those days when you had that deadbolt on that door.
I don't forget that shit, nigga.
I
Shit.
remember when you had that semi-automatic weapon there by the door saying, if they come in here, it's going to be a dark day. Who did you have that weapon for? The fucking Avon lady? The Jehovah's Witness?
Yeah, shit.
No, you
Any?
didn't.
Nah.
No, you didn't.
Right.
So to think that you're going to shame them or score free sex out of them because you have an excellent choice of diction or because you have an extensive lexicon, I knew that was never going to work.
Mm.
I knew that was you couldn't even get over on the gerbil with something like that.
The gerbil.
The gerbil,
Not the gerbil.
the gerbil.
Hell no. I ain't
You
heard
couldn't
that.
even get over. Um, you couldn't even get over on the gerbil like that. You couldn't even get over with her like that. I know you weren't gonna be out there going in the streets telling these as my good brother C-Boogie you says, you weren't gonna go out there and talk that shit to them real trill bitches.
Mm.
You were never gonna do that.
Okay.
You were never gonna go out there and convince them and argue and shame and debate them into sleeping with you for free.
Mm.
That was never gonna happen. And so when I saw, okay, that's what a lot of these arguments are about. They used a lot of uh, uh, evolutionary psychology. They used a lot of uh, quote unquote empirical evidence, and empirical only means that which can be verified by the senses. Empirical evidence is not really empirical. They're misusing the word, but nevertheless, um, I knew that that was never going to work. I knew that you couldn't stand in the middle of the street and argue with darling Nikki and explain to her um, how much smarter than you are and expected to turn her on.
Right. Sure couldn't.
You're not going to do that.
Nah.
You're not going to sit there and try to have a debate with her and talk to her about worldly things and think that that was, excuse me, learn things, academic things. You couldn't have a discussion with her about international politics and the history between Russia and Ukraine and expect her to get wet. That was absolutely impossible. You weren't going to be able to argue with her or woo her with cosmopolitan or intellectual topics and then have her to open her legs. That was ridiculous.
Mm.
Because the best thing you can do is get hacked because I'm thinking about robbing you. That's what's on her mind.
Woo.
I knew that would never work. And then when I understood that that would never work, I'm like, okay, I know what this is. This is an end run around a bitch that would reject you. And so nobody was being honest about that. Nobody was telling the truth about that. And I was saying the intention was this. Okay, you want sex. She want some money. Why don't y'all just horse trade?
So wait, you basically talking about the guys that's in this space. You're talking about how they were basically coming off, and you're talking about how they were being disingenuous about the whole concept of getting with these broads. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yes, I
Okay.
was. And
All
then
right.
when they weren't honest about which bras they were talking about, nobody was telling the truth about which type of women they were talking about. And so when you would engage them, they were always talking about, oh, we're talking about this kind of woman. And then every discussion, you know what their counter argument was?
What's
Weave,
that?
Wookie weave, nails,
Okay.
out of wedlock children, how low their income was. And I'm like, okay, that's not the chick in corporate America. You do know that that's a separate chick. And every woman that they use as the avatar collectively for black women was always the hood chick.
Mm-hmm.
I said this was ridiculous. So when we started out, it was all about giving guys like us a way to level the playing field. That's all it was about. It was about giving guys like us an opportunity to level the playing field so that there wouldn't be this frustration, there wouldn't be this rage. And maybe we weren't always the most diplomatic, or maybe I wasn't, since I'm the bad guy here, fuck it. I wasn't always the most diplomatic about it. Okay. I
Evil
wasn't
set.
always the most compassionate, but
Right.
I was trying to be as real and as passionate and as objective as I could be and communicate those lessons. Because real talk, if someone was righteous with me, I was always righteous with them.
Right.
I always reciprocated when they were righteous with me. But
Mm-hmm.
if you were not righteous with me, I was never going to be righteous with you.
Mm.
Never. I don't care. I was never going to be righteous with you if you were not righteous with me. So I will accept the label of being evil
Mm.
because my evil was justified. It was
Okay.
necessary because it made them love you.
You good cop, bad cop.
It made
Ugh.
them love you. Fuck him. Fuck Big Mike. He using me.
Mm. Mm.
Using you.
Mm.
He's taking care of you. How is he using you? He stole my money from the party. Oh, you upset that you were fucking in the trap. And now this is whore's remorse. Oh, I get it.
You can't make this shit up, man.
I
Shit.
get it. I get
Mm.
it. So, okay, if you'll do that to him, I can imagine what you'll do to me. So just okay, we're gonna finish and then you going right on back over there. Go on over there. You don't have to call me anymore. Go on
Right.
over there. And that'll be that. So, I mean, if you look at it, again, It was just about giving those guys an opportunity. And so now, you know, I hear them, pushing the ideology that um, shows me that they really don't understand the black community. They really don't. And a
Okay.
lot of it's come with this false narrative that they pushed in order to make themselves seem more successful than they really are. This narrative about most black men are in the middle class, that is a 100% lie.
Okay.
Most of our community is not in the middle class. And there's this beautiful chart, and it's on the site that they always like to trumpet. It's this beautiful site on blackdemographics.com. And it says up there, it has broken down every income level. And these women are out earning these dues at every income level with the exception of one. That's the income level of over 100,000. And by there, the men are only winning by 10,000. Well, they winning by a free throw there. The
Okay.
women are out earning them except for that six-figure mark where they're winning by $10,000. This is a chart. This is a chart that anybody can access on blackdemographics.com. Most of the country is not middle class. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
but they took that narrative to say, that is to say, that these women don't, want, and that could be true. Two things could be true, where maybe they didn't want them. But the fact of the matter is, look, if you 400 pounds and you got $5 million, $5 million is not gonna get rid of your 400 pounds.
No,
You
it's
just
not.
you just a fat nigga with $5 million.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't care how wide red you are. If you're unappealing, you just an unappealing nigga that's wide red. That's not gonna change anything.
Mm,
Because attraction, although intelligence is an attraction cue, it is when you're dealing with the women in our community, all of which, I shouldn't say all of which, let me not say all because that belabors an unsophisticated and an unnuanced point of view. When you look at the majority of the black community, most of the chicks that go to corporate America, most of the chicks that are at mid-level management in corporate America or earning money in nonprofits or making, living wages in government jobs, they come from the working class and the working sector. So they carry with them working class ideas, working class values, working class ethics,
Facts.
and working class dating practices. It's their background. Their sexuality is socialized into their backgrounds. We have very few people that come from elite places in the black community. So when you say you're talking about this girl over here that's over here that's making X amount of dollars that went to whatever college, well, she still comes from that same community. And because she comes from that same community, she has certain attraction triggers that you haven't considered. In poor communities, intelligence comes at a premium beneath aggression.
right.
In poor and working class communities, intelligence comes second to aggression. Aggression is at a higher premium. It is an attraction cue in poor communities. It's higher than intelligence in poor communities.
That's a
You
fact.
know, so when you say that, they sit up here and talk about, well, yeah, intelligence, it does count. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm saying if you survey the black community, intelligence is not a priority unless it results in the acquisition of wealth. If it does not result in the acquisition of wealth, fuck your intelligence.
No doubt. Well, check
That's
this out.
that's what nobody understood. So
Hmm.
then when I start, okay, these arguments are false. They're not. There's nothing about these arguments that are consistent. They're shifting the goalposts. They're moving the goalposts. And then it's like these mediocre displays of success. And it's like, okay, this is mediocre. This is not elite. This is mediocre here. There's
Hmm.
nothing about this that is, this is not above average. This is mediocre to below average. And I'm like, okay, well, you don't understand the community that you're in. You don't know who you're dealing with. So none of your information is relevant in the real world. It's not relevant. So it doesn't speak to the situation you dealing in, and it's not gonna help anybody else. All this shit is just rage. You just want to smack a bitch. You just want a bitch on the leash.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's what you want. You just want a bitch on the leash. You just want to dominate. You just want to do this. But if you do that, but here's what they don't get. If you don't have the killer instinct and you put on the leash, all you did was set yourself up to get robbed. If you don't have a killer instinct trying to deal with the woman that you're attracted to, the only thing you did was you set yourself up to be robbed or killed or, whatever the case may be. You set yourself up for a bad day. And so
Mm.
when I start hearing this, to see Boogie's point, when I start hearing all this rage, when I start hearing all this anger, when I start hearing all this, I said, well, that wasn't what I was saying. So maybe it was my fault that I was misunderstood, or maybe it's good that I be misunderstood. Hell, I don't know.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? But my thing was this. I was just trying to be as objective as possible, but they were not being objective. And so now it's all coming out in the wash, and you have what you have. The
Mm.
educated language. I'm like, these guys are not educated. These guys
Okay.
are. You're not educated. No, you're
Mm.
not educated. You're just the booger picking misfit from high school that read comic books.
I mean, really, facts.
You see
Wow.
what I'm saying? You're not
Okay.
educated. The
And they
only
got
reason you
and they got
have a
the textbook.
vocabulary is because you read comic books. You read DC and Marvel comic books. You're not an educated man. You're not. And
Mm.
it's so few of those guys that are actually really educated to the point that it don't even exist. Maybe a small percentage of them are educated. So the people that were waving flying that educated lane flag, like, okay, you can stop it. You're not educated. You're just
Mm.
weird. Or as C Boogie would say, you have a rapey vibe.
So let's get down to the brass tacks here. Before I do that, I want to say what's up to my man Alpha Male Wisdom. We're gonna get you in a minute, but let me go ahead and just ask Tony this. So, what was the main catalyst that just told you, "I'm done. I'm leaving this space, and I'm out of here"?
Well, I mean, if you really look at it, I mean, we weren't really in this space like that. We
Right.
always had a small following. We
Right.
just got thrown in here because we were talking. So, in
Mm-hmm.
all honesty, we always kept it neutral. So, when you ask me that question, what out of this space, I was never in this space.
Okay.
I was just here as a part of Mac City, and we were doing our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
We wasn't
Yeah.
trying to be on anybody's ship. There were certain people that we liked and we listened to. There were certain people that we disagreed with, but we weren't on anybody's flagship.
Right.
And so when you said it's space, I just looked at it as this was a place where you and I can come and converse about dating, politics, law, finance, whatever it was we were talking about. Hell, we were
Mm-hmm.
all over the map with our
Right.
topics, you know. So
Mm.
if you look at that and you understand that okay, we never fit in this space.
Nah, the show
You
did.
know, we didn't fit in it. We were misfits here. They were
Mm-hmm.
calling us no game tricks. We didn't even fit here. And now everybody talking about, tricking ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
We were misfits here.
Man. Uh-huh.
So
I
it's that's what it was. So when you say leave this space, dog, were we ever really in this space?
not really.
Not
I guess you
really.
could say not really.
We weren't in this space like that. We What happened was what they heard was I got 75. But
Yeah.
they didn't hear the rules that went with it. They didn't
Okay.
hear none of the rules. They wasn't hip to the 48 laws of tricking, power tricking.
Mm.
They didn't get that lesson.
Right.
They didn't get the lesson where we said, okay, you kill them with kindness and honesty. They didn't get that lesson.
Okay.
Where you be fair with them, you be equitable with them. They didn't get that lesson.
Mm.
They didn't hear that lesson. All they heard was I got 75. That's all they heard. They didn't hear none of the other stuff that went with it.
Mm. Mm.
You know, all they heard was you got over on them for a bucket of chicken from KFC.
I sure did.
They didn't hear none of that other stuff. They didn't hear it because they didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear that. All they wanted to hear was, they wanted to hear the perks. They didn't want
Uh-huh.
to hear the responsibilities. They didn't want to hear the obligations. They didn't want to hear the strategy. They didn't want to hear the real chess game that was going on back and forth between the interaction. They didn't want to hear that stuff, man. They just wanted to hear how they could get over on these bitches. And if
Right.
they understood, it wasn't about getting over, it was about leveling the playing field. And you won more than you lost. So there was some instances where we did win, but they didn't see all the presents. They didn't see the Christmas gift. What you talking about? Big Mike gave you the money.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, you little motherfucker. I had to put in work for that money. See, they don't hear that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
yeah. Hey, Tony, hold on, man. Let me go ahead and let my man Alpha Male Wisdom in his mug, man. Alpha Male Wisdom is an OG in the spot, man. Is an OG in the space. And it's just kind of sad, man, that he's not more well known around these parts, man. But I know the brother very well, man, and I'm honored to have you on the panel, man. What's going on, Alpha Male Wisdom? What it is, brother?
Man, I go by Mr. Research these days, man, and I tell you, you and I, we from the old school of Dark One Sun, back when the Av was around here, that funny dude, girl talk. I mean, we was out here before it was meant to be out here.
Right, no doubt.
And what it really comes down to is simply this. The Manosphere did not have a out strategy. They didn't have a strategy that ends in something.
Okay.
So let me go to something you've been saying, MCL, for like years. You are who you are, and anybody want to be part of your circle got to get down how you get down. Period.
Right.
That's hard for these new money niggas to understand, which goes to what Tony just said.
Okay.
It comes when we don't put women as the forefront of what we doing. Shout out to Wacky World too. He was around at that time. When we don't put women at the forefront, it's weird to all these other dudes because chicks don't really matter like that. They are additive to our fun and whatever we choose to have them be a part of that benefits us. I don't have to hate these chicks. I just got to hang around other dudes that are dominating. That's all I got to do.
Okay.
But for many of these dudes, they got into arguing, poking at chicks. When you was talking about how you was dangling these chicks, it was amazing. At one point in time, when you went on O'Shea channel, they started calling your name. I was like, wait a minute. Do y'all not understand? This guy got an end goal. He has an out. And you seem like y'all want to just be in the area of constant war. These chicks don't matter like that. To the Arabs, they don't matter like that. To the Chinese, the Japanese, you think samurai really care about their chicks like that? They got geisha houses and go to them frequently. Matter of fact, have you ever seen a Chinese man tease another Chinese man for going to the geisha house? No. These white guys, they go take a lunch break, go get a happy ending, come right back to the money.
Right.
Black community is the only community of dudes who feel like these chicks really matter. Now, I like chicks. Chicks is cool with me. Even the chicks that try to do backhanded stuff, you're never going to be in a power position where you can hurt me. No, never. Never.
Okay.
And for that, I don't have to hate you. I'm always ahead of you. So going back to what Tony said about the corporate thing. So I'm from the block, but I'm in corporate now. We corporate white dudes, corporate black dudes, corporate Latin dudes, they don't trip off these corporate chicks because just like Tony said, these chicks come from a lower classism of game. They can't even dominate other chicks. So therefore, we who make just as much money as them or more have more power than them in many situations. We don't have to be mad at these chicks because we too busy walking past them. If you want to be part of my world, there are certain things that you got to do. And I think many dudes never understood that. Many dudes in these internet spaces, they never understood that you really just got to walk past the chick and make that chick catch up to you.
Mm.
These chicks really don't matter like that, but we make them relevant by like any chick that come on my show, she operates in what I want her to operate in. And
Okay.
even when a chick goes left, I'm using her going left as a proxy to show my fans this is how you control a chick, even when the chick is out of bounds. The chick is out of bounds. She leaves the show. You never hear from her again. And I use that as a model for the rest of life. No, I didn't sit up. I didn't have to respond to that chick. That chick is here for 10 minutes. I ain't have to acknowledge that chick. The chick said what she said. I appreciate you, and she gone. These chicks are not relevant. And I'm gonna end by saying this. If most of us as brothers would understand that women are human beings, but they're human beings who are trying to get in somebody's proximity. They're not trying to create their own.
Okay.
That's what dudes got to understand. Chicks are trying to choose up. Her daughter's trying to choose up. Her niece is trying to choose up. Chicks is trying to get somewhere because they only got 40 years before the wrinkles come in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you constantly trying to listen to the chick's logic and get her to understand, that shit is not. That's why you laughing. This shit is futile.
Yeah, logic.
Yeah, it's futile. Sweetheart,
Man.
do you want to walk the track or not? Well,
Mm.
well, you know, Pimp Daddy, sweetheart, check this out. You are wasting my time. Do you want to walk this track or not? Walk in this track, make sure your baby is taken care of, and make sure, but there's a give and take here. I need for you to bring me this money. Or, hey, my name is Tom. I operate like this. Do you want to be part of that or not? Well, that don't work like that. Don't call me no more. Well, why are you so arrogant? Don't call me no more.
That's how
2
Tony
months.
be acting.
2 months.
That's how Tony
Check it out.
be
2
acting.
months later. 2 months later. I was just
Yeah.
calling to see how you doing. I ain't heard from you in a while. We don't have to negotiate with these chicks, but we got too many dudes in these spaces trying to have these chicks come to the table and making these chicks relevant. That's what I believe.
Mm. Well, let me ask you this. So, do you think that it's a good thing that we have this big influx of female personalities in the so-called Black Manosphere space, or do you think it's a bad thing?
I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I thought men had more player and pimp inside of them to hold a basic power conversation.
Okay.
But what I'm finding is there's a lot of chicks able to hold power conversations better than some of these dudes.
Oh man.
So
Wow.
I yeah, there's some dudes who are caught in a narrative about what being a being a powerful a mentally powerful man is.
Right.
I taped a show 2 days ago, listening to some dudes on a different platform spit game at chicks. So
Okay.
we would create scenarios and the goofiness that came out of some of these dudes' throats was like, "Are you serious? You would really say that?"
Mm.
And I think unfortunately, man, it's gonna help. It's gonna help the black men get better, have better conversations, because some of these women, they just talk power better than some of these dudes. Unfortunately, I don't want it to be like that. I want it to
Mm-hmm.
be all men, but man, some of these dudes, they
Wow.
can't. Ooh.
But check this out. Hey Tony, so I'm gonna hit you with the same question. I don't know if you've actually answered that with everything that you basically stated before Mr. Research, but do you think it's a good thing that a lot of women are actually in the Black Manosphere space now, or is it a negative? Tony, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. I was on mute. Here's the thing. Let me answer your question this way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who Erica Williams is, brother?
Yes, I'm very familiar with her.
Did you ever go back and watch some of O'Shea Duke Jackson's chats? When you go back
With
and watch those chats, not the rumbles, but the chats,
Erica
Erica
Williams.
Williams. No, no, not with the other dudes.
Okay.
The highest super chat was given by a woman.
Okay. I could believe that.
Dog, I'm gonna say it again.
Mm-hmm.
The highest super chat. The person that super chatted the most money in the space was a woman. And even though she gave the most money in the super chat, the only thing they could talk about was that she was no beauty queen.
Okay.
I mean, if that don't tell you everything you need to know, this is your space. And the
Mm-hmm.
lead contributor in your space is a woman
Okay.
in the sector of, there was one time, and there was a certain YouTube, I'm not going to call her name, but she was making more money. It was alleged that she was making more money than the three most popular dudes in this space combined.
All right.
I mean, what does that tell you? It's
Money talk.
already their space.
Okay.
You
I got you.
understand?
I
And
got you.
now, from what I understand, somebody done bought one of the damn channels. A woman done bought
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
channels. Man,
sure did.
Mm-hmm.
what does that tell you about the space? When the women are the leading donators, the highest donate or were the highest donators, the women are buying the space, the women are making more money than the three most popular. That should tell you something. Now that tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Can't deny that. Yeah, that's
So when
facts.
you ask me that question, um, I'm I don't know what to say to that. When you look at those three facts, I don't know what to say to that, man.
Mm.
That's a ridiculous ass question. Not, no shade to you, but that's a ridiculous ass question.
Right. Mm. Shit.
And
No,
and and
no,
bought it for the cheap.
Mac.
Yeah.
When everybody thought that, for instance, everybody thought that when Donald Trump got elected, these hoes were really gonna suffer. They thought when COVID came, these hoes were, and they made out more.
Man, they flourished. Shit.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I know. I'm like, damn, they doing all right out here.
The
Doing
government
real
has
good.
gone on record and they have said that they will never recover the money from those PPP loans. It will just have to go back into the economy through,
Man.
spending and consumption.
Mm-hmm.
At this moment, they know that they've lost billions of dollars. That people they forged that paperwork. Some of them are now starting to get uh, audited by the IRS. For whatever shady work they did in terms of the application. But they were out here in SUVs.
Mm-hmm.
They were out here in Hummers, Range Rovers. Do you understand
Crazy.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you ask me, you said, well, what do I think about it? Ain't nothing to think about. They already here.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay, check it out. Hold on. Let me holler at a player that just came in. What's his name? Real Deal. Is that it? Real Deal? Is that the
Yes,
whole name?
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Well, yeah, man. We're pleased to have you on the panel, man. What's going on with you and what you got to add to the conversation, sir?
Well, sir, I just want to say that Mr. Research, this guy right here, I would have to say that this man has literally taught me everything about when it comes to power and leveraging people.
Okay.
So when it comes to when I joined in this space, it was around 2017, 2018. It was around the time when everybody had the talking point of Trump cutting these hoes off of the county. But Mr. Research, he always provided like a very actionable solution game plan. And for
Okay.
one thing, he was very stern, direct, and that type of scenario led to me getting good management positions and also me also getting into real estate. So I just want to say, man, Q, you my dog forever, man. When it comes to everything in this space, that's the most positive thing I've came across.
That's what's up.
All the other bullshit, I don't need a dating coach. Like Q say, like I told Q, I don't need a dating coach. I need a power coach.
Right.
You know.
So
I appreciate
are you
saying that? You ain't have to say that, but I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, that's tight. That's a good thing, man. Shit, get some good news coming out of this space for a change, man. So real deal. So do you
Yes,
actually
sir.
come to this space a lot and listen to what's going on through different channels, or you just basically just rock with Mr. Research?
Well, I listen to a lot of the conversations. I think it's laughable.
Okay.
I've gotten to beef with certain dudes because of the situation of them talking about women way more than they talk about business.
Okay.
Business streams wound up getting destroyed about them talking about all of their pains with women. It never is a triumphant story, man.
Okay.
And I kind of look at it like, dude, I know there's somebody that can find at least a good positive story about them getting the greatest hookup story in history. But when it comes to it, yeah, I listen to all this shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to all this shit.
Okay, so do you think that this space is better off having an influx of female characters, female influence, or do you prefer for it to be mostly men?
Well, like Mr. Maceo, the gentleman that talked,
Right.
most of the donors is women. Like my channel, I talk strictly about real estate, credit repair, and most of the referrals is women. So the women are the donor class, hence they can be the silent donor.
Wow.
Y'all can talk about all the shit that y'all want. They can literally pull the plug if they really wanted to.
Okay.
It's sad that not enough men is donating and supporting their interests.
Mac, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you a question,
What's up?
and then I'm going to bed.
Okay.
I want you to think about the question you're asking all of us.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna make this real. Let's just strip off the dressing.
Let's do it. Let's do
How many times did these chicks put in work to get they niggas out of jail, man?
it. Shoot, man. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count. Man, there was a lot. Yeah, man. They was gonna get their boo out of jail, man. They was gonna do whatever it took to get their boo out of jail.
How many scenes did they face get stained with semen to get that bond money to get that nigga out, man?
Oh man, boy.
How many times did that happen, man?
Like I said, man, and it wasn't a month that didn't go by where I didn't get that call, man. Where I got to get my boo out of jail, man. And I told her what she had to do, and I made sure that she knew that she was gonna have to do the most skullduggeryest thing. You know what I mean? For it to even pop off, and she was like, "Let's do it." I'm like, "Damn, okay then. I ain't mad at you pimping." You know what I mean? And then once she went ahead and did it, and he found out that she did it, then he beat her ass after he found it. Yeah, ain't that some shit?
You remember Sexbot 9000?
Yeah,
She took a case for her dude,
exactly.
a first-degree felony, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, he's swerving her, like a sharp turn.
Right.
He don't want to be nowhere near her. She went and laid it down for him, and he don't want to be nowhere near her.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he don't want to be nowhere near her, man. Nigga done had 2 more babies out of wedlock. She run around here calling herself wifey, man. This nigga don't even know she existed anymore, man. She done got fat.
Oh yeah, man.
She done find he gave
hit
her
the
a baby.
wall.
She got a fat. She got fat. She had a baby, hit the wall. That nigga ain't thinking about her, man. But she went and laid it down, man. She went and laid down 2 years for him, man.
Mm-hmm. She was a good chick. Besides her digging in my motherfucking bank account, bitch. God damn it.
But that's what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying. She went and did that. And I can't forget the time that the Hydra called me and tried to figure out how she could go to prison for Pee Wee.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
Mhm.
You see, I don't forget stuff like that.
Right.
I remember. So when they start talking about these, yeah, you can argue that they messed up, and we can get into the nuances of why. But when it comes down to it, it seems to me the most thorough person on the squad is the chick they kicking dirt on.
Wow.
That
Mm.
that's amazing to me, man. That's amazing to me. When the robbery attempts came out, it was a chick that came. She could have easily let you went in there and got robbed,
Right.
but she said something.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
can't I can't get on that wagon, dog.
Right.
Even though I know that they have problems, and I have made criticisms and I've made comments, and I've said what I had to say. I know the other side too. I
Mm.
know, it's like, okay, I'm gonna get really real here for a second.
All right.
All the scenes you did with these bras,
Mm-hmm.
all of them have always been healthy.
Yeah.
Them niggas get a hold to them, and next thing you know, they infected with herpes.
Dirty.
Right.
What does that mean, man? I mean,
I don't know. You tell me what it means, man. Shit. I don't know. Shit.
Very quick, Tony. It's like when I did my Alpha Male Wisdom show. Ramil used to be a fan of the show, and I introduced something called responsible pipe slinging. Man, these chicks don't really matter like that. So the least you can do is protect you and yourself because you might have to revisit this chick. I don't argue against bumpy faced fat chicks who are down for black men because guess what? They are able to be used for the right situation. But I
well,
don't but I don't celebrate anti-male speaking chicks just because they look good. This is
Mm.
something that these dudes don't understand the difference. Don't go out to the bumpy faced fat chick and make war with her because she a chick while you simultaneously celebrating the chick that really don't care about black.
here's the thing, man. I stopped seeing what I've seen, man. I've seen too much, and I have my criticisms. I don't think that this condition, such as it is the exclusive problem of any one gender of people. I think that both sides are equally culpable in this condition. And I'm talking about the condition of the black community. There's no one side more responsible than the other, man. And me, I hold the position of the center. That's me. My philosophy is from the center. The way I look at things, I try to look at it from the center. And there's no one person responsible. So I can't fall in line with saying that they are the bane of our existence. I've seen too much. I just can't do that. Maybe somebody else can do it. I can't do it, and be honest. I just can't do it
Mm.
because I know that both sides got fuckery with them.
Hmm.
It's fuckery on both sides. So I can't put the thing exclusively off on them, and I can't put the fuckery exclusive on him. I can't do it. So
Okay.
when we talk about, these women, I'm done talking about that, man. I'm done
Mm.
talking about that because again, dog, she went out there and she let a nigga stick a candle in her asshole to get your bail money, man.
I'm going to hell.
You see what I'm
I'm
saying?
going to hell. Why you be bringing that shit up, man? I'm trying to go to heaven.
No,
You bringing up these
I'm, I'm,
horrible things I've done to these women.
I'm making a point.
Okay.
I'm making a point. But you call me evil though. But I'm the evil one, right? I'm the evil
Hey,
one.
man.
But
Hey.
I'm
Okay.
making a point. You know what I'm saying? I'm making a point.
Yeah.
I can't I can't do it. I can't. Yeah, they fucked up, and I always say that they're children because they are. They're children
Okay.
to a certain extent, but in terms of their mindset, in terms of their mentality,
Okay.
But uh, I ain't got it. No, I can't. I just can't do it, man.
No,
I just
okay
I
then.
can't do it. I can't do it. And if you're honest, neither can you.
Well, I really haven't been doing it, man. You seen
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
yeah, yeah. You seen the whole should I say, fuck, man. What's the word I'm looking for, man? The amount of crowd participation on the channel is severely dropped. You know what I mean? Because we ain't really, or I'm not really coming with the fire and brimstone like we used to. You know what I mean? A much more even keeled, man. Because I want to go ahead and just be honest about some things, man. And these brothers, they ain't really on that honesty shit, man. They like, oh man, fuck that. It's all these hoes' fault. You know what I mean? I'm like, nah, man, we got to be 100, man. We got to accept some sort of responsibility and be culpable in this shit, man. So a
And
lot
they
of
talk
niggas
about how
ain't
tough
feeling
they
that.
are. And here's a nigga, here's the black Lieutenant Dan, and he's still pulling.
Yeah, man. It ain't gonna stop. It ain't
Okay.
gonna stop. Once you got game, man, you can go far. Have game will travel. Believe
I,
that shit, man.
I
Shit.
have another life now, man, and they
Yeah.
can have this, man. And C-Boogie I appreciate, his observation. And,
Right.
I don't know if he's still here. He's probably asleep by now.
Yeah,
But
probably. He just dropped off. Him and Mr. Research.
I'm just, I'm going back to Asteroid M, man. Y'all can have this, man.
Okay, I appreciate you dropping in, man. This was a treat, boy. Magneto in the house, boy. I swear to God, it ain't fuck a month don't go by where I got somebody bugging the shit out of me in the email about your ass, boy. I'm like,
If I
God
knew
damn.
you were up here, I'd come up here, man. I'd never leave you hanging, bro.
Yeah, I know that, man. But like
All
I
you,
said,
all
I
you gotta
know
do
you
is
got.
give me a message. All you gotta do is drop me a
Yeah,
line.
I
You know
got
how
you,
to.
man. Yeah, cause see, I was just supposed to just do this on the fly with Vector. You know what I mean? Cause this was Vector's idea, and that heifer didn't even show the fuck up. God damn it, Vector, you gonna get your ass whooped, man. Put me on the spot like it wasn't for C-Boogie, I'd have been up shit creek. I like, man, I'm like, cause ain't nobody trying to get on here and say shit. Like C-Boogie jumped on there, man. But we gotta go ahead and close this on out, man. Shit, I don't know. Real deal. You got anything that you want to add to the conversation before we bounce, man, and get up out of here?
Man, I appreciate your content, man. Because all through the political season of 2020, you was keeping me sane. You was keeping me sane. I know I was the only. I ain't gonna say too much,
Right.
but I know, you know. But I appreciate both of you brothers, man. Thank you for having me on the panel, man. And keep up the work, man.
I appreciate you, man. No doubt. We will. No doubt.
Salute. Peace.
Salute. All right. And Tony,
Yes, sir.
God damn, my brother from another mother, man. Is anything that you would like to impart? You want to tell the brothers where you at and what you're doing, if you're so inclined, or you just like, fuck it, I don't care.
Well, what I'm doing now, I'm living life. I'm a married man now. I'm
Right.
recovering. I'm still recovering. As you well know, I'm recovering from an automobile accident
Okay.
that I had last year, June of last year.
Okay.
Uh, my T5 and T6 vertebrae was fractured. I can still walk and move around pretty good, so I'm still healing. Um, and I lost my mother last year. The day
Yeah.
before my wedding, I lost my mother. So go figure.
Wow.
But now, man, I'm living life, man, and I'm happy. I'm going on to the next stage, and I'm transitioning on to other things, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm transitioning on to other things and doing other things, and you know, I'm 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 a happy dude, man. I'm
Man,
a
that's
happy
what's
dude,
up.
and I'm at a point in my life where you know I don't regret anything. I've had all my fun. I've done whatever it is I wanted to do, and so now it's time for me to build a legacy to leave to somebody else when I'm gone.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on now. I don't, and I'm still trying to get some other things done, and you know, hopefully, pass the bar. Maybe late this year, next year, pass the bar, and
Man, you definitely need to do that. You're too
pass the
smart.
bar. So, but you know, I'm just getting old, man, like all of us are doing, man. We can't beat the clock, baby.
Okay. Well, what's we gonna do, man? We're gonna turn out the lights, man. Want to thank my man, Mr. Research, C-Boogie, and Real Deal for coming on in here. And of course, wow, Magnus, Magneto, nigga, Fuchsius, Tony Maceo. What a
I'll be
treat,
the bad
man.
guy, Charles.
Yeah, you
I'll
gotta
go
be,
down
man.
in history as the villain for them to
I
love.
mean, shit, you the one, man. Shit, you the one took on the moniker Magneto, nigga. Shit. If you taking on the moniker of Magneto, you gotta be evil. Shit, you ain't gonna wiggle out of that. And it was appropriate because you was evil, boy. You was evil on them hoes, boy. You wasn't playing no games with them. I'm like, damn, Tony
Peace
ain't
was
playing
never
with
an
these
option.
bitches. Okay, all right, everybody. Thank you very much, man, for being in the chat, man, and rolling with us for a little bit, man. Shit, man. Much love, much appreciated, man. So if you want, man, come on over to Mac City Limits Radio Show over on Patreon, or you know what I mean, just roll around and and kick it with a brother over here on YouTube, man. Mac City Limits on YouTube, man. Either way, it's all good, man. Appreciate y'all coming on through. All right, Tony. We out.